Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SpawnCast episode 128. Max is at a party tonight, but everyone else is actually here. Sean's here. What's up, Sean? How's it going tonight?
Pretty good. Hope everyone's doing good.
Good. And then we weren't sure at first, but he started talking. Nate, Direct Feed Games, is with us here as well.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. And then OJ, Player Essence, what's going on, man?
I am here. What's up, guys? I think I hear an echo too.
I hear a bit of an echo as well. A little bit. I don't know if that's Evan because you're streaming, or if that's no.
I don't know.
I think we're good. I'm good. Then we got Jordan.
Okay.
Jordan, what's going on?
Hi, what's going on? Good to be here.
Good to have you here, man. You pulled yourself away from Borderlands 3.
I did. I literally was playing up till the minute the Discord call rang.
Okay.
So.
And then Evan's with us. Evan, how's it going, man?
Pretty burned
Evan's
out.
been playing Daemon X Machina quite a bit, so he can give us the scoop on that game.
I think I've put in between that and Greedfall, I've put in 60 hours of gaming this week.
That's actually a lot. That's a lot, man. Jeez, usually you're doing artwork and stuff too. Wow.
Yeah, I got to get back on that. That's something I got to go back to real quick.
Dude, I was gonna say that pulled you away from your artwork, man. Jeez.
60 out. How? Okay. I don't know, how's that possible?
It's rough. It's rough living.
Man. Putting in that work. Yeah, good stuff though. Good stuff. Like I said, Max at a party, but bunch of us here. So why don't we go over what we've all been playing. We just talked to Evan about Daemon X Machina, but I know Sean had played a few games. One in particular we could talk a little bit about because I played it too before it came out. But go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I went ahead and finished Astral Chain, just because I hadn't finished it yet, and I finished it earlier.
There's 11 chapters in that, right?
Well, but then there's a chapter 12.
Yeah, the
there's
bonus
file 12, which
Okay,
is
cool.
a bonus thing, but like the story ends at chapter 11. The story got even better, I thought, towards the end. I'm not a huge fan of that last boss battle.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you.
It felt a little cheap at times. Like I was kind of like, okay, like the pacing fell a little bit off because you end up getting like a sequence of different like sort of like mini bosses and stuff like that. So it felt a little bit overwhelming, but I got through it. Definitely a great game though. The game Spawnwave was alluding to is Grid, which is a realistic racing game that the Nintendo Switch desperately needs. I didn't watch your video yet. I'm assuming you liked it though.
I just talked about the GameCube controller.
Oh, that's what I figured you were gonna do.
Yeah, dude, you can use the GameCube controller, man.
Yeah, like that's pretty cool. Like I've just been playing the actual game because a little known fact, I actually really like realistic racing games. I used to have like a really sick Logitech steering wheel for Gran Turismo on PS3. Like I used to really get into it, and like me and my buddy would sit there and like do like Nürburgring and like try to like set like realistic times and shit. But from what I've played so far with Grid, it's very impressive. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of different gameplay styles as well. So very, very good stuff. Definitely want to play a bit more before I make a video on it, probably within the next day or two. But I've been playing that a lot. Contra Hardcore demo. Did anyone play that?
I didn't play that yet, no, but I heard
Holy hell.
I saw your video and you did not seem to like it.
Dude, it's literally one of the ugliest looking games that I've played in recent memory, and it's like not because of design, and it looks bad on everything. It looks bad on the PS4 Pro. It's like, what did you do here? It's basically just a twin stick shooter with Contra sprinkled over it to sort of make it like a Contra, but it's like at $40 there are better twin stick shooters that are on the Switch already that are a fraction of the price. Like, I don't know, man. I was really disappointed with that. Played some more Friday the 13th, of course, because yesterday was Friday the 13th. And to that son of a bitch who played the game with me, I don't know if you're watching this, Buster, but you got to that part of the map where Jason can't get to because you're a glitcher, and we had to sit there for 20 minutes because I couldn't kill you, and you just sat there talking mess to me the whole time. It really pissed me off. It really made me mad. But yeah, I've been playing that a bunch just to get back into it because I really enjoy it. NBA 2K20 as well. Basketball is still great. Just avoid the casino parts. And yeah.
Wait, I thought that's not a casino game with basketball mixed in.
No, there's actual basketball. It's easy to find. Just don't do the stupid modes that they have that I've never been a fan of as like ever. But then again, I was the kid who was buying Madden 96, Madden 97, and it was like, there was no difference between the games. We were literally buying roster updates, but you didn't care. It was was good at the time. So maybe I'm a little bit bit old.
Wait a minute. Hold up. No. Well, are you talking about like that far back? Because if you're talking like Madden in the 2000s, there were big improvements.
No, I'm talking about like the 16-bit, Maddens and NBA Lives and shit. They were the same game every year. Okay. You just had updated rosters. Now during I would say the N64 era and the PS1 era definitely kicked it off. Like Madden 64 was like huge. Like you had these big polygons and like players, looked more like football players and stuff. It felt very different than the other games. But yeah, I've seen the rise and fall of sports games.
Did you try to plug a GameCube controller in for Grid yet?
I haven't.
You should. It's really cool how they made it work. You can go in the options and you can actually customize where all the buttons are and everything on the GameCube controller.
Dude, that's the craziest thing about the game is like, so spoiler alerts for Grid, there are actually 3 different graphical modes that you can do in the game that I've never seen done in a Switch game. Usually you have the 2 with some third-party games. You have the high performance and high graphics mode. So you have a high graphics mode that makes the game 30 frames per second. You have a high performance mode that makes the game 60 frames per second. And then you have a high battery mode, which makes the graphics lower and it makes the game 30 frames per second, but it makes your battery last longer if you're playing in handheld mode. And it's like, wow, like they really went all out with this game.
Yeah, it is interesting to see that, but they it seems to be able to recognize GameCube controllers completely. I guess you have to plug it in there through the USB ports and the adapter though. Like it has to detect the adapter, it seems, because I tried it with like the Power Array controller. Basically, anything that connects wirelessly to the Switch sees it as a Pro controller, so it doesn't work. Okay. But I have like a Wavebird with the adapter, so it's still technically wireless, but it works completely. Like it detects the entire like the entire travel of the left bumper for analog pull and everything, so you can feather the throttle around corners and stuff.
Did you try the Destruction Derby mode?
I didn't try that yet. I did the drag racing. Dude, drag racing is like impossible.
I haven't done that yet.
I don't know how you do it without a GameCube controller, because to stage you want to carefully have the throttle go to a certain point. Right. But if you just touch the digital trigger on the Switch, it just full throttles.
Right.
So, I don't know how you do it otherwise, but it worked well. I didn't try the Destruction Derby thing though.
It's super fun. Like you just get like these beat ass car and you're just like driving around this track wrecking people. It's a game that's really surprising me, honestly, just how much content is in it. So yeah, I'll have a video up in a couple days on it.
Interesting. All right, Evan, tell us about Daemon X Machina, because for some reason no one's making YouTube videos on it.
You say some reason, but we all know why.
You saw that Marvelous struck down Sega Atlas's stream today.
Yeah, I had some of my users, and I know you put out that tweet, but then I also had some of my users say like they did that, but we're not exactly sure what it was for.
We think it was for Grand Blue, because that's being localized by Xseed and they're owned by Marvelous. That's all we can assume, because nothing else in there is Marvelous.
That's so trash tier. Like that's like next level. That's like next gen trash tier.
Yeah, but they did the whole blocked worldwide thing that Ubisoft did to a lot of channels.
That is
they did it to Sega though. Sega and Atlas. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on there. But
oh my God.
Evan, why don't you tell us about Daemon X Machina? Because you've put quite a bit of time. You've beaten the game.
Beaten the story mode, 25 hours. Did a lot of the co-op side questing. Did a lot of monster hunting, as well as fighting other teams of reclaimers. Like that's kind of the 2 main things you do online, is either fight a giant boss or defeat a team of enemies. Eventually they'll add PvP, but mechanically I love it. The game's super fast now. It feels a lot better. The customization at the part that I'm at feels great, and I'm also finding out that there's like secret side things that not a lot of people know about, and I'm trying to go back to kind of activate certain things. I don't really.
Did this activate the old Armored Core love that you used to have back in the day?
Armored Core, X Steel, like there's a lot of action-based mech games that I've really enjoyed in the past that kind of fell off.
Well, I remember back in the day, you never did anything with consoles, but like one day at the store, you took a PS3 home because you specifically wanted to play Armored Core 4 Answer.
Yeah,
I
love those games
now.
Yeah, because there's that meta to it where you're trying to look at stats, trying to actually build different suits that moving forward will fill certain roles. Like there's certain fights where you're going to be fighting above the ocean, and if you fall in, you're dead. Classic Armored Core. and you need certain suits so that you don't easily get knocked out of the sky. It's all kinds of stuff like that that really get me into the game. So far, it's been great. There's been a couple bugs, like for instance, loadouts. They keep resetting for me, and I'm guessing other people probably get them reset as well, where if you save a bunch of different suits over time, they'll all just get deleted. You'll still have the stuff, but all the work you put in putting the suit together just goes away, and you got to rebuild it again. Kind of annoying. But other than that, the game's just great, and it feels fantastic to play, although my hand's starting to cramp up because when it comes to stuff you can do, they really packed everything onto this controller. There's so many menus while fighting that you have to go through, so many different systems that they actually added, and I think the Hori stick was specific for this. They added assist buttons to the game, which is basically like when you're playing MMOs and stuff, hitting shift or control to then do other things with like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, I can't find those stupid controllers.
Apparently a lot of people can't, yeah, from what we've seen.
Looked everywhere for those things. I should have pre-ordered them. Oh, well. And then you also played Greedfall.
Greedfall, I think another 20-something hours in that.
And what is Greedfall exactly?
It's RPG, third person. Definitely Western action. It feels at first a lot like Rise, or Risen rather. Yeah, let's go with Risen. But it's set in kind of a colonial era. There's a plague that's just killing everyone, but they find this island that has like magical beings on it, and you're going out there to colonize. So the story actually takes place in that kind of it's almost like heavy amounts of racism between the people coming to the island and the natives, and just little battles going on and trying to sort things out. The selections you do during the actual quest of like how you approach the quest, what you do during the quest will heavily change the way others interact with you in a very detailed way, which I like. Almost to the end of that game, I think. A lot of boss fights though that are pretty higher end. I hate using things like Dark Souls-esque, but the monster fights feel like that. They all have very specific moves, very staggered attacks. You have to kind of pay attention and know when to dodge, what to do. And building characters in that game is actually really cool because of how the party system works. You actually get different party members that give you bonuses based on their friendships with you. You can change their gear out and stuff, and it changes how they'll fight, which is really cool.
I was looking at this. It's Spiders that developed it.
Yep.
They did the Technomancer and Bound by Flame. Those are some of the more current stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. All right. So is that a good? I think that one was that 50 or was that a 60?
I think that's a 50.
That's 50. Yeah. Okay, that's not too bad then.
I'm trying to put together a video for it. I got like 2 hours of footage, and I did a write-up, but I just got to record it at this point.
Okay. Well, we have a second channel now too, so we can put it up whenever. Very cool. Very cool. Jordan, sell me on Borderlands 3, man. Help me out here, because I was looking through and they got an Easter egg for Randy's USB drive and everything, so I'm already partially sold on it. But
I mean, that should sell you right there.
I know, right? I know.
It's self-referential.
I know. I'm going to start it tomorrow because I'm finishing Astral Chain tonight after the podcast.
It's very weird. It's hard to describe. It's Borderlands, but it feels right now, at least, and I've played a lot, that even though the areas you go in are big and there's a lot to do, they're kind of like linear put together. Like you start off Pandora, right? And it's kind of open, but it's more linear structured to get you off the planet really quick. Like literally, if you're playing the main mission, you're off the planet in less than an hour, right? You do a couple things, you're off to the next planet. And it kind of throws a lot at you really quick, but it doesn't give you a lot of time. So like it wants you to keep moving forward rather than do the side missions, but you really should go back and do the side missions before you get stuck too far in a certain area, because the level like goes up pretty quick in certain areas. It's just interesting so far for early campaign, and I say early, also putting X amount of hours in nonstop playing since its release. So it's good. I'm really liking it. It's a really polished Borderlands experience. It's like if you took Borderlands 2 and gave it a lot more money, thank you Epic, I guess, and you made it look like a really like high-res game. Like the graphics, like it's almost, I was gonna say, ridiculous.
What's performance on that game? How's it feel? Is it all right?
It's okay. And when I say thank you Epic, it was a joke in the chat. Don't take it like I'm actually like thanking Epic. I just know that they gave them a bag and paid for a lot of this stuff. But The performance it does give you the option of like, do you want performance or graphics on the console, which a lot of games do offer that now. But
that's good we have an option though, because I heard it was like the performance is kind of like a 60 frames mode.
Yeah, the performance is supposed to give it that 60 frames mode, and then obviously the graphics. I mean, you're not going to tell too much if you switch between them, right? But you'll tell when you get like the close to 60 frames versus not. That's the biggest
Which
difference.
mode are you playing on right now?
I'm doing graphics because the performance is fine. I'm just trying. I wanted to test the graphics out in 4K and see how everything looks.
Okay.
And this is the most cell shaded, detailed Borderlands. Like they went way out of their way to still like keep this look, but make it look more 2D in a 3D environment. Like it's really weird. Like I saw a lot of comparisons of looking back on 2, and it's really weird what they did. But it when you start the game, it feels off. Like your character has this weird little extra momentum when you move the analog sticks, or if you're playing on PC, just moving around. So it is interesting, and it's weird to get used to. But I like it. It feels like the natural evolution for Borderlands. It feels like it just feels like if Borderlands 2 had a lot more added to it in terms of like.
Are you still on that? Because you move between planets in that game. Are you still like on the same planet right now?
I have 3 planets down, and you get to these 3 really fast. I've been trying to do side stuff and level up and do that right now, so that's why I haven't progressed any further. But like I said, you're on Pandora, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, get on the spaceship, get out of here. And then you get to Prometheus, which is the one that they showed, which is the city, the really cool city. And then you're there for like one mission before they're like, hey, go to Athens, or sorry, I think is what it's called. I messed that up, I think. Then you go to the other planet, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, no, come back to this planet. We got stuff to do over here. And it kind of has you going back and forth between the planets a lot, or you can kind of just say, I'm going to go do all the side missions, go back to this planet. So you have complete freedom of how you want to do stuff, when you want to do stuff. The guns are really cool. I like the secondary firing modes. Like I've been carrying this pistol for so long that instead of just shooting explosive rounds, it shoots sticky grenades. And it's like regular ammo too. So if I have 150, bullets left in the gun, I'm shooting 150 sticky grenades. I can shoot it all against an enemy, and then I reload and it explodes them all. It's so cool. And I love that gun, and I keep it with me throughout the entire game so far because it's not super powerful on some enemies, but it's fun, and I like the new stuff they're doing. But you could definitely tell the voice actors that have changed if you're a fan of the series.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Claptrap is close, but not Claptrap. And Reese from Tales from the Borderlands, you can tell it's not Troy Baker. It's kind of annoying me. But that's about it.
Well, I'm gonna start that up tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to it.
It's fun. There's a lot to it. Like you can pick up and play it, but it really demands like, all right, keep going. You got a lot to do. Some of the missions are
after
long.
I finish Ash Chain, I got some time until Link's Awakening comes out, so I'm good. Did you finish Gears of War 5? Gears 5,
did.
sorry.
Yeah,
Gears
yeah.
5.
I did
Wait, hold on. I didn't even ask Sean. Sean, did you download that game yet?
I haven't had time.
Sean, you got to download that game, man. Oh, you got Game Pass.
Yeah, but Grid came in, and I wanted to do a video on Grid, so I've been playing it a bunch.
Gears, I would say Gears 5 actually isn't even that long. I was a little surprised.
Just like 8 hours or less.
Yeah, it's shorter than I thought it would be, but I finished that up too. To the game's, the game was trying to stop me from beating it apparently because it kept crashing and making me redo parts. I think I replayed like the last part of the third act like 3 times because it kept crashing.
I had no problems on PC. That's weird. Keep hearing about problems.
There's some bugs or something on the Xbox One X, Xbox One versions of the game. I don't know. It kept crashing though, but it finished up. It was okay. It was a little abrupt. You're right, Evan. After you make that big decision at the end. Yep. I can't disclose what happened because that is
kind of comes out of nowhere though, right? It kind of just feels like all of a sudden it's like, all right, now choose. It's like, all right, relax. Like I'm just trying to play the game. What happened here?
That was kind of out of nowhere. It felt like it was out of place, and they had to do it for some reason. I don't know.
Why didn't they just?
I don't
make the story longer. Like
I know that choice feels like a middle thing. That choice just feels like a middle thing.
Yeah, that's what
so quick.
Yeah, but otherwise it was pretty fun to play through the campaign and everything. And I did some multiplayer and enjoyed that. But to be honest, I'm already moving on. So I mean, Borderlands 3 is. I'll play Borderlands 3 if I'm gonna do multiplayer and stuff anyway. And then Link's Awakening, which Link's Awakening probably won't be that long anyway. To be honest, that'll be. I think the original was like a 15-hour game. So we'll get through that pretty well. Yeah, I would check it out, Sean, if you get a chance, just to see how it. Well, actually, you have an Xbox One S, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that game. I heard that game struggles kind of bad on that system now.
Really?
Yeah, it's an old system. But I know Nate played some Gears. Nate,
Yeah, I just played the multiplayer.
you still haven't played? I thought you said you were gonna play campaign.
The multiplayer is too good to go to the campaign. Every time I boot up the game, I'm like, no, I'm going right into the multiplayer. Campaign can wait.
Campaign can wait. Okay, that's fine. What do you, how your thoughts changed on the multiplayer? You seemed to like it last week, so I figure you're still fine with it if you're still playing
It's still good. All the matches are staying connected. It's been a smooth experience. They're all highly populated. I'm not getting any bot additions, so right now the multiplayer is flowing beautifully.
Okay. So you're not going to touch the campaign then?
I will eventually.
It's only 8 hours. And
Yeah, it's not that
less
long.
if you do no side quests.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is in the first couple of months. I focused just on the multiplayer. I want to compete against the other players. I want to go through those maps. I just want to dominate everybody.
Those tend to be the
what's
best
one of
times
the-
for actually having players to play
Yeah, I was
against.
gonna say now's a good time to play. Although Game Pass will pretty much keep it fresh, I assume, with new people constantly. So, but what's the weird game you played this week, Nate? Hit us with the weird game.
I guess the weird game would have to be either Amnesia Collection for Switch or Super Dodgeball Beats for Switch.
Amnesia's not
Neither
that
one
weird.
is exactly weird, but
Amnesia
it's not like-
Collection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the old horror games from back when.
Yeah, I
we
didn't even
were-
know that was interesting. Okay.
yeah, Shadow dropped on Friday.
I'll say, did that just randomly release?
Yeah, it just randomly appeared on the eShop for
They keep
30
doing
bucks.
this.
So
They keep doing this where just games just randomly pop up on the eShop now.
yeah, sometimes it works for the publisher, sometimes it doesn't.
I guess it depends if there is if it's a known game. If when Doom dropped, everyone freaked out because it's Doom. When Amnesia dropped, I didn't even know it was a thing, that it was out.
Yeah, I mean they're fine games, but they're also Amnesia came out on PC 9 years ago.
Yeah, it feels like it was it feels like it was a long time ago.
Are they any good? I've never played them.
If you don't think about their mechanics, the first one's fairly good. I think the second
there
one
it
was
is.
supposed to be a little bit off, but I mean,
Machine
that's
for
just-
Pigs.
yeah.
That one's it's not it feels a little too streamlined in terms of how it's going to scare you, you know when it's going to come up, and then it just has weird mechanics to it. It doesn't have as strong of a narrative and core gameplay as the first game. And then you have the Justine expansion for Amnesia 1. That's not too bad either.
I'll say I see it's 3 games for $30. That's not bad then.
Yeah, it's
Star
pretty good
Wars
price.
pinball though.
I kind of, man.
I do like pinball.
I like pinball too. I watched John Riggs made a quick little video on it, and there's a ton of different tables.
It looks
on
like it. I'm looking at it now. Yeah.
I think there's 16 tables or something, and they're all unique to different Star Wars movies and stuff. Looks
They have a
pretty neat.
physical. They have a physical copy of it too. I saw.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
I think it's $30.
It's $30. Yeah. That's not bad. I mean, there's actually 19 tables.
Okay, yeah.
I'm looking at it now, yeah.
you get a lot of content in there.
That's not bad. 1 to 4. Oh, it has online multiplayer, or is it just leaderboards or something
I think it's just leaderboards.
for scores? Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I saw some people talking about that. That's interesting. Okay, maybe I'll check that out. I'll let you buy it, Sean. You tell me if it's any good.
All right.
Super dodgeball beats. I see that here, Nate. Okay, looks like you just throw the dodgeball back for. Okay, that's fine.
It's,
There's
it's
really no
rhythm.
dodgeball
Yeah, it's a
mechanics.
rhythm game.
It's a rhythm game where each player is represented by the button on the gamepad, so A, X, Y, B, and you just do the rhythm, and then at the end it goes all anime crazy, and they all throw the balls simultaneously at the opposing team, and it goes into a manga style animation. The animation and the visuals are awesome. They really try to do the Prince of Tennis type of concept, but
Oh, Castle Crashers is out this week. That's going to be the game to get right there. Is Castle Crashers.
no. Until Goose Game is out this week.
No, Lego Jurassic World on the Switch is out this week.
Oh,
I think you're-
finally.
Shut up, Sean.
I need my dinosaurs, damn it!
I think you're all wrong. Devil May Cry 2 comes out.
Oh, now we're talking.
Oh man, yeah, that's right. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening.
It's only $32.88 for Lego Jurassic World on Amazon. So let's go ahead and buy that.
I assume you're gonna have some gameplay footage of Untitled Goose Game, Nate.
Yeah, that should have Untitled Goose Game, maybe some Link's Awakening. I actually played a little bit of that this week. Only did like the first dungeon though. That's all I was allowed to play.
Yeah, Nate's lucky. He's got the connections apparently.
The frame rate though, woof.
Yeah, I heard it's not great. I heard there's some issues with that. Like it really stutters a lot.
It's weird. It's whenever like some of the previews talked about it. It's when it transitions into a new area, it has a hitch where it will drop from 60 probably to about 30 frames a second for a couple of seconds, and then it recovers quickly. But when it happens, you notice it. And it's kind of like, what the hell is going on here?
I almost wonder if because they went from where there are basically boxes on the map and you go to the top and then of course the whole camera pans up, because they got rid of that, I almost wonder if that affected things like in the game, like when they were designing it to be one big world where you basically walk around.
They could have designed around it to avoid this hiccuping though. It seems like if they don't patch it, it's silly. Like it's not going to ruin the game. It's just this weird event that people are going to sit there and be like, what the hell's going on? Why is the game struggling at this very brief interval of just transitioning from a forest to a village?
I mean, it's jarring. It takes you out of the experience. So, which is a shame because the game looks really cool. Like it's a good looking game. So I'm looking forward to that on Friday though. I'm definitely. Is everyone grabbing Link's Awakening?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say I'm gonna go grab that thing physically. I don't know, Evan, did you ever play Link's Awakening back in the day?
Heavily on the Game Boy and all that. I loved that game there, and I get a lot of people are talking about the art style being like awesome for this, but I don't know the story. The story I don't think fits that style. Yeah,
the story's actually kind of dark.
Yeah, like that's why I'm gonna get it eventually, probably just to have it, because I mean I don't have the original anymore, but I don't know if I'm gonna get it right away.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say that story's kind of dark for that being like a really cutesy, happy art style. But what about OJ? You said you're playing Astral Chain. You have anything else happening?
Yeah. Finishing up Astral Chain, pretty much getting S pluses and everything. So just been doing that, been getting a lot better at the combat. Like at first I felt like, man, this is so crazy. But now I'm pretty much pulling off S pluses or S's most of the time. So that's been a lot of fun kind of mastering that game. And I do that with pretty much every like Bayonetta or Vanquish or whatever that comes out. Like I'd spend so much more time than anybody else in these type of games. So I'm like 30 something hours into it right now. I think I have like a couple more chapters left though. So and there's more stuff to do afterwards. So I'm excited for it. I also played Daemon X Machina as well. Because like the prototype missions, I mean, I have a review code, but I haven't quite got to the review code. But the prototype missions is pretty much the same thing at the beginning that you can transfer over. And I was playing it, and yeah, it feels like Evan said earlier, it feels so much better. It's fast, it's a fluid game. It's a very good game in terms of like the action, like obviously like the voices and like the graphics and some parts and just not necessarily the best. And I think that's kind of where some people were talking about the reviews. But if you actually read the reviews, everybody says, yo, this gameplay is actually really dope. And like the game is really good. It is a good mech action game. We don't see those a lot. So I wouldn't base it off what you guys played the first demo. Play the second one. That one's really, really good, which is pretty much the full game. And I've been playing that, and it's good. So I'll transfer over all that at some point to once I download the full game. I have to download it. But yeah, I've been playing the demo, and yeah, I like it. It's just you guys didn't see anything on the channel because freaking Marvelous, but I did one thing, they freaking claimed it. So
Marvelous holding it down, man.
yeah. I mean, I played it some more afterwards, but I can't do anything else. But yeah, it's actually a fun game. I mean, I like the Armored Core games and all that. Like even on the 360, like that game got like destroyed in reviews, like way worse, and I liked Armored Core, I like Armored Core. I've always liked I used to play the Japanese ROMs. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Like Front Mission and Armored Core, it'd be all in Japanese, and I just make my way through those games, back then in the day. So I've always been a big fan of like Mech, Gundam, stuff like that. So Daemon X Machina, if you're into that, it's a great game. Been enjoying it a lot. Astral Chain. If I play anything else, just the same multiplayer. I've been playing a ton of Splatoon. I did a video earlier this week about how Splatoon is really underrated. I really like that game. I'm like starting to like it like a lot more than like when I first started playing it. Got a nice little crew that we play with pretty much every single week, at least 3 or 4 times a week. So I've been playing a lot of Splatoon, been kind of understanding the mechanics more when it comes to beating certain types of weapons and all that. So yeah, a lot of fun with that. And of course, Super Smash Brothers. I've been playing a lot of Smash as well, trying to get better with Joker. Been playing Banjo, been playing a lot of Banjo too. So yeah, that's been fun.
Like literally a banjo?
No, a banjo and what's and a kazooie. What was there any instrument called a kazooie? Okay.
I mean, there's a kazoo.
There's a kazoo. Yeah, a banjo and a kazoo. I've been playing that. Pretty good. So that's been a lot of fun.
Okay, very cool. Evan, why don't you hit us with a Discord question there?
All right, let's start with this one. Do we think gamers today can handle the similar kind of voice chat in Modern Warfare 2 that we used to get back in the day?
No.
No. Halo 2 was the people think it was like start on the no Halo 2 was like the worst because that's when they first opened it up to console gamers really like that. Like where everyone bought Halo 2 all at once, sold a ton, and everyone realized that they had online voice chat with the headsets because before you could because you would buy Xbox Live, it would come with the headset and like the little thing you plug into your Xbox controller, and people were playing like NFL Live, was it back then? What was that? What was that game called? Peyton Manning on the front where he's getting tackled while he's throwing it?
Fever. That game's trash.
Yeah.
That had voice chat. But yeah, I didn't say that game wasn't great, but
sorry. I got flashbacks.
It had, I mean, at the time we were like, visually this looks amazing, but yeah, the mechanics and stuff, controls, yeah, not great. You get 2K was better than Madden, but
2K is still better than Madden.
Yeah, 2K5 is really good. Yeah, but voice chat was there, but you'd only talk to one person. But then here comes Halo 2, and you could be thrown into a group of 16 people just yelling at each other, and you might play with like 100 to 200 people. You know, or talk to 200 some odd people at night, and that's when it got really bad. So no, people nowadays, it wouldn't work out.
No, I was playing Gears 5 multiplayer today, and I had some idiot in my match who was yelling at the entire team, and he was saying, he's like, "Oh, I know why we suck. All these guys are Game Pass guys," and he's using racial slurs and homophobic language. And then he just quits the match. He says, like, "I'm not even playing anymore. Oh, you Game Pass guys. So you guys all suck." Now this is the guys. We were playing team deathmatch. He had 1 kill and died 15 times, but we sucked. And
Dude,
he's calling us shit. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, if I had my headset in right now, I'd be sitting there and say, "Guy, you're 1 in 15. Shut the fuck up." But no, you go out there and you start dominating, like, "Yo, Game Pass guys, that's an insult today? Oh, you have Game Pass, so you suck at Gears 5? What the hell are you talking about?"
No, dude, back in the day with Halo 2, they'd throw you into a lobby at the end. And if you've played Halo since then, they eventually incorporated a countdown timer. And the reason for that is back then, people would stay in that post-game room, and whoever leaves first loses. That was the idea back then. They would fling insults back and forth. I witnessed this with friends and everything. Oh. They would throw insults back and forth, and the first person to leave the room lost. That was the whole idea.
Dude, that was the same thing. Believe it or not, I know I've never told this to anybody, but I'll tell you guys this first time. I used to play Rainbow Six Vegas a lot online.
Vegas was good though. Vegas 2 I played a lot.
And Vegas 2, and oh my gosh, the amount of shit talking on Vegas and Vegas 2 was insane. People would just say anything and everything, and maybe that's the reason why I'm just like, I don't give a damn about voice chat anymore. But I used to cut my teeth on games like that, and SOCOM was a lot nicer in my opinion back in the day, like when it first. But Vegas 2 was ridiculous. I'm not sure if you had bad experiences, but oh my gosh, Vegas and Vegas 2 for me were just like crazy.
It was mostly Halo 2. That's the one where I really remember. I mean, I guess Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern, when that came out.
Yes, that's mine. That's where
that was pretty bad too.
Because I got gold guns on the 360, the PS3, and even the Wii. So I played that game a shit ton.
On the Wii.
Yeah, and yeah, those were some interesting times.
Yeah, that was pretty bad too. That drew in a really large age group. That was a wide net there. Yes. But Halo 2 was big because that was the first time you could really console gamers came together, could talk to each other like that. This big, because it sold millions in the first week, and it wasn't great. But yeah, that's why they put that countdown timer, because we would all waste bandwidth being in that post game room when we're all in high school, and the first person that leaves lost. But it was bad. It was bad. And I think it'd be worse if you teleported to that time. Went back in time, it'd probably be really bad, looking at it now.
Still pretty bad today, though, to be honest, man. I just disable voice chat on everything.
I still feel like it was worse then. I don't know. Maybe it is me. I feel like people just didn't care at all back then.
We have more. It was worse then because we have more options now where people are going into a party chat, and it's not just a free-for-all open lobby where everyone's going in there and talking. They're going with their friends and they're talking instead of actually communicating with everybody. We
I
have more.
I don't even know if we had a mute button
regulation
at first.
now.
We might not have had a mute button. at first.
That's what I was about to say. Like the options for moderating, what was going on are way better now than they were back then. So you don't hear. I mean, you can report people, stuff like that. It was like the Wild West back then, dude. Like if you reported something, nothing happened to them. Like they can literally be like Hitler across the freaking thing, man, and like they're like nothing would happen to them. They can say whatever they want, they can do whatever they want, and like nothing happens.
Yeah, now we have so many options of getting rid of those people or just outright ignoring them by saying, hey, OJ's online. I'm going to make a party chat on my Xbox. OJ and I are going to talk to each other while we're playing Gears 5. I'm not going to listen to the idiots in the lobby. Whereas back then it was just, you're in the lobby.
Yeah. Like I swear Halo 3 came out and they incorporated like so much stuff that they learned from Halo 2. Because you could press like the back button and it would bring up the scores. And you could just scroll down with the right stick, pick somebody that you don't want to hear anymore and just hit mute like real time in the game. So they must have listened to a lot of people yell at each other back then. So... let me go through some of the super chats. What's up, OJ?
Somebody wrote in the chat. What's funny? Before Evan got to, I just thought it was funny.
Oh, okay. Wishbone says Neo Geo and Spartan console are more real than Atari VCS.
You're not wrong.
I keep forgetting about the Atari. I keep forgetting I'm supposed to be getting one in like a couple months or something.
Couple years.
You're never getting one.
All right, I thought it said December 2019. I'm supposed to be getting an Atari VCS.
But then they delayed it. They got delayed until spring 2020, and you still haven't seen a single thing for it.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
because it's delayed, Sean.
I think you'll see the Amico before you see the VCS, and that's not coming out until
apparently
October.
that's going to get some physical. That's going to get some physical games too.
Yeah, they're doing physical collection for like the bigger games.
Yeah, I thought I'd be getting it. Okay, so next spring apparently. Okay, because they originally delayed it to December, and then now they delayed it again. Okay,
Keep the faith,
Delayed
buddy.
again.
I haven't seen that. I haven't checked that subreddit in a while. I'm scared to look. Just to see.
That's like the Tommy Terralico thingy, right?
Oh, the Amico is, yeah. The Amico.
You guys are talking about that? Okay.
Well, we were talking about the Atari VCS at first. They got delayed several times now. Yeah. I don't know. I guess the only thing that's really showing up this holiday for me is going to be the Stadia, Google Stadia. So, and that's just, they're just sending me, what is that? The Chromecast really is all they're actually sending me in a controller.
Yeah, I'm getting that too.
That's the future, man.
Yeah,
Future.
man.
12 teraflops, right?
Yeah, man.
12 whole teraflops.
12 teraflops.
Michael Gibson says it's my birthday. Happy birthday, Michael. Ordered my copy of River City Girls from Limited Run Games thanks to Nate's coverage.
It's a
Good
great
job,
game.
Nate. Good job, Nate. You sold somebody on River City Girls from Limited Run Games.
That's good because he's going to enjoy that game a lot.
Blizmo, this is probably more for Jordan because he's played it. Borderlands 3 Game of the Year.
I don't know.
Game of the year.
Still a lot of other games to come out. I'm really liking what I've played so far. For me, probably a personal game of the year, but I don't know about for everyone. I think this is going to be a divisive game for fans in general. I don't know.
I heard it messes up
weird.
people's. I saw people were saying it messes up PCs a lot right now. Like it's not a great
the PC
experience.
version isn't that great right now. It basically doesn't work on Direct 12 right now. I think that has they're calling it like a beta version of that, so you have to switch to DirectX 11.
Apparently the DRM requires 2 megabits per second. Or something crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of PC problems, and that's why like if you see like all the bad user scores on like Metacritic.
Oh, what's the score for that?
I don't know I forget what the user one was,
This
but like
can only be good.
you could see it's so downvoted. It's not just people trolling it. You see all the replies that have been put in there, and it's like legit criticisms about mainly the PC version. So it's unfortunately I would not recommend right now. A lot of you guys are anyway like, oh, I'll get the game in April when it comes out on a PC because that's when it'll be on Steam most likely. So I get that. And I wouldn't recommend playing it on PC right now with all these issues. The console version has been fine, but again, it's console. It's this,
Sean,
you can't play it on console.
Star Wars Pinball got an 88 on Metacritic.
That's because it has 19
that
pinball
feels
players.
really high.
It's got 19 tables, man. What do you expect?
It's pinball though. The pinball games are always good. Like
Whoa, Borderlands 3 has a 4.7 with 493 negative user reviews and a lot of zeros.
It's. I mean, some people are review bombing it.
Yeah, it's
not on
review
Steam.
bombing.
Yeah,
It's review bombing.
So I mean, I would.
Yeah, no, I'm sure some of them on there are like.
I think a lot of
bad,
them on
like-
there. That
I don't. How
There's
is the
a
game
lot
at
of-
zero?
There was
Like,
well, no, there's a lot of legit like. I think they're putting zeros, like, but like a lot of people are also putting legit criticism and like full written reviews on there. And I was surprised, like, because I thought, like, oh, okay, it's another review bomb. Every game is going to be like this that has any slight controversy nowadays. But there are some legit things, and I'm not. Even though I love Borderlands the series, and I'm loving Borderlands 3, I'm not going to be sitting here defending it like it's like the all being thing. I'm enjoying it. It sucks that people on PC can't really enjoy it that well, and it sucks that there's a lot of real world problems that stem from this game. And I don't condone it at all, but I really wanted to play this game as it's one of my favorite series, and I want to support all the people who worked really hard
so you
making
got
it.
the right mindset, Jordan. You're saying I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, like if it sucks for you, I get it. Like I get there's problems and good. If you have issues, speak out because that's how we get fixes done. But
You're not one of these people on here, right? Leaving a 10 just to counteract the zeros.
I don't have an account anything.
not-
I don't even care about
such
like
a-
This isn't you right here, Jordan F30.
No, that's not
it's like,
me.
you know.
Is there really a Jordan F30 on
Hey,
there?
man, giving it a 10, I see. Is
There really a Jordan F30?
No, I'm saying-
I was about to say, like, someone's trying to set me up. I don't know where the 30 came from, but someone's trying to set me up.
yeah, it's nah, like I said, I'll check it out tomorrow. But
It's fun.
Seems like people are enjoying it. Yeah,
Borderlands,
people enjoying it.
but I'm sorry that
definitely
there's
gonna pick it
problems for
up, too.
PC.
I'm gonna pick it up because I know it's gonna be like $30 like Black Friday.
Yeah,
so.
it'll drop in price. Yeah.
Yeah, so I picked up. I got Borderlands 1. I remember I bought that day one. Borderlands 2, I bought that day one as well. But this one is just like from everything that I've seen, it seems pretty cool. But it just seems like a game that's like there's so much to play this year, that's coming out. So, and I still got it. Code Vein came out. Nobody even talked about that at all. I'm not sure if anybody talked about that.
That's out at the.
that was later
That's
this
out at the end of the month, right? 27th or something.
Okay, 27th. Okay, nobody's
Yeah.
talking about it. But anyway, I need to get my review copy.
You talked about it.
I talked about it. I played it. It's good. There's a demo out on the.
There's demo, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's a demo out right now. So maybe people talk about it later.
Infernal Tim says Friday the 13th is the best Switch release this year. Not even joking. I'm horribly addicted.
Ain't wrong.
It's a
He's
good game.
definitely wrong.
Ain't wrong. Have you played it, OJ? If you have not played
it doesn't matter.
it, see?
It doesn't matter. Why do you play
I'm pretty sure the
Friday
game has like an
13th?
80 on Metacritic on the Switch version.
Does it really? Wow. Good
It
It might be a high 70. It might be like in the high 70s. It might be like a 78.
Are you sure it's not like a
Friday the 13th is
75?
good game.
I didn't say it's
mean-
a bad game. I didn't say it's a bad game.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's a good game. I've watched Sean's videos. I mean, no, the game like looks cool. It seems like an
Okay,
interesting
it's
concept.
not that high, Nate.
On the Switch version. Which one are you looking at?
Yeah, 67. But
No.
Nintendo Life gave it an 8. Nintendo Enthusiast gave it an 8. There's a Game Spew. Who is Game Spew giving the game a 4? Like
You don't know GameSpew?
Like, dude,
He works with the Christian Gaming Network.
I'm about to read this review. It's terrible. I'm just skimming through it. It's terrible.
Are there
Why
too
don't you
many?
just read the conclusion on
Are there
Metacritic?
too many? Are there too many facts in there, Sean?
If you're a diehard fan of the franchise, you might get a few nostalgia kicks out of Friday the 13th. But if you're simply looking for a horror theme, see, here's the damn problem. This person is a Dead by Daylight fan. And they're like, oh, it's not as good as Dead by Daylight. And it's like, you can like multiple games. They're similar in the fact that they're horror games. They're not similar in the fact of gameplay. How many ways is there to escape in Dead by Daylight? Two.
Did you play Dead by Daylight?
I've played a little bit, but I'm going to pick up the Switch version just for the
this game got a 61, bro. It's the best game on Switch with the 61.
67.
60. It's the best game on Switch with the 67. Dang,
Yeah.
that's
I
crazy.
mean,
bro.
No one trusts reviews anyways. So
Yeah, because
no reviews don't
Game
trust
Spew
reviews.
out here.
No, even on the
skewed it.
the PS4, the Xbox
man.
One versions.
Well, no,
Yeah, but
because
those reviews are based on when the game was all messed up and it didn't get patched and new content. So those are out of date.
Oh,
Yeah.
those are out of date. My bad.
Friday the
No,
13th
seriously.
deserves more love.
The PS4 version, I bought the PS4 version on launch and it didn't even work. Like you couldn't even get into matches and shit. And like when you would get into a match, it was buggy as hell. So it was like, the game didn't even have any sort of single player. The only way to play the game was online at that time. So yeah, like it was rough. It was rough when it first came.
They're gonna have to all I know is they're gonna have to recode Metacritic so they can have 4 digits when Untitled Goose Game comes out. So that's gonna be ridiculous.
4 digits.
4 digits, man. It's going for it. Ziljan says, my buddy who's been playing Borderlands 3 on PC told me it's spyware on PC, like it checks your files and flags your copy as pirated if it goes offline, etc. Sounds like there's some PC problems over there, Jordan.
Yeah, there's quite a few PC problems I'm hearing. That's unfortunate. Maybe the whole wait for Steam is a good campaign.
I was gonna say maybe it is. That's kind of a shame though. I did see that. But I did see that, man. Some of those, like the RTX 2080, that thing is barely able to get 60 frames in Borderlands 3. That's kind of a strange thing to say.
I've heard a lot of people saying that it needed a little bit more time in the oven, basically.
It seems like it's not well optimized.
2 or 3 more months.
Yeah, like that's a $1,200, like the TI. That's like a $1,200.
What's with non-optimized games coming out recently? Gears 5 not optimized, Borderlands 3 not optimized. What's next? Link's Awakening's gonna blow up your Switch? Like,
I don't know, man. Apparently that has frame rate issues too.
Optimize your games, people. What's wrong?
We'll see.
That's a million views though.
What? The Switch blowing up?
Link's Awakening blew up my Nintendo Switch.
I can already picture the thumbnail. You're just sitting there and it's like a nuclear bomb exploding on your Switch.
And then Eric Popowich says Goose Game Gang. We're ready, man. That's Friday, man. We're ready. And then last one here before we go to some of the topics. Robot Turkey says, have you guys seen the new GameStop revision with communal play areas? Thoughts? Okay, that's funny because one of the topics was going to be GameStop, so we'll just start that out now. But then I'll come back to the super chats about 25 minutes. So GameStop is closing 200-ish stores. One of their ideas, as they say there, Robot Turkey says, communal play areas. Evan and I have seen this in real time, but I figure I'll let you guys talk about it first. They have a couple of ideas on what to do. The first thing was cutting expenses, which includes stores and staff. And now they got to figure out how they're going to, I guess, redo the stores to a degree. And one of them is play areas.
Good. I remember when I was working at GameStop, we had it where you would walk in and we had 4 TVs set up. Mm-hmm. And we had a different console on each television, and we would just put random games. Sometimes we would put demo discs on there. Sometimes we would just put random games on there and let people play games and hang out. I feel like GameStop sort of lost a community aspect, and I think that's something that they need to try. I mean, because when you think about community aspects, think of it at like one of the biggest things that goes on right now. It's a video game convention. Like. Mm-hmm. A video game convention brings together people in a certain area and brings them together for their individual passions and their loves of video games and stuff. Why can't each individual GameStops? Well, obviously because there's too damn many, so I'm fine with them closing some stores. But why get rid of that sense of community? That's what you need to be building. That's a sense of community will help you in the long run because you're going to get more long-term customers. You're going to get, you might get people hanging out in the store for a while, but eventually those people are going to spend money.
We saw this happen.
Yeah, the premise of the store me and John worked at was community heavily, like throughout the first 5-6 years, and we tried to. The community abuses it eventually, depending on where you are.
Yes. Well, one thing we had was that they would charge for playtime, and that was an interesting idea. I think it was like $5 an hour, but then
that was in the back room though, with like all the specialty stuff. But we still had the things out front. We had
strippers and the bubbly,
only the one time, but at the front of the store, we had the Super Nintendo out so people could check it out. And eventually our store either became a daycare for the ladies who wanted to go to the tanning salon down the way for hours, or the kids who lived in the motel that was like 2 blocks down from us would just come over and spend the day at our store.
But then we had, I remember there were spots where people could play and they would pay money. And then eventually it was worked out to where the store would have made more money per square footage just by literally just retail there instead. And it was an interesting case study to see kind of happen, and I wonder if they'd even be able to make all of that work well. at like a corporate level where you have like so many chains of command before you even get somebody who can make a decision on any of the stuff.
And I don't even necessarily think every single GameStop needs to have a community aspect to it, because there's way too many to be able to do that. You can have maybe smaller things, but I think, you know, within a 25-mile radius, especially in places where there's a large demographic of people, you should have one store that's dedicated to a more community aspect that holds events. Like, whatever happened to events? Like, our GameStop, we used to have, when we would do a midnight launch, like, it was a fucking party. Like, we would get pizzas, we would have, tournaments going on. Like, that was fun. And then the GameStop was like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. And it's like, why not? Like,
I do like the midnight release. The midnight releases were fun. That would, and we would sell a lot of copies of games too.
It's probably cost and effectiveness based on the low performing stores, because you're going to have to pay for employees to be there. And even if you have a store where the line's around the block and everyone wants in, there's going to be like the 20 stores where it's one guy.
But I remember like Halo 3, I think we sold over 1,000 copies that night. There's a lot of copies of Halo, to sell, and they got pizza and everything. Like, that made sense. But you don't really, I guess you don't have those kind of releases as much anymore because of digital, so.
I don't know. I mean, when I go to 9 p.m. releases, I've been to a couple Mortal Kombat 11. There was a lot of people at the GameStop store, and they were all getting individual systems. But I mean, we just hung out and we talked a little bit, and then it was like, okay, here's your game, bye. And it was like, that was it. There wasn't anything sort of extra. And I feel like that would have made it, a more interesting thing. And
it was fun. It was fun getting the game at midnight and everything. Like, that was pretty cool. But now people have it preloaded, and they literally just wait for the game to like check, and then you can go right it. Like you did that with Daemon X Machina, and you were like, oh cool, I can play it now at midnight. I didn't have to leave. And it's like, yeah, I guess. But I get what you're saying, Sean. I kind of missed the idea of just going to the store at midnight, even if you stand in line for like 20 minutes. That was pretty fun. But I think those days are behind us now, Sean. Unless when a system comes out, it still happens. Like the Switch, that was a whole thing. The Xbox One X was one I did as well. That was good. And I'm sure when the PlayStation 5 and the Scarlet come out, we'll do it all over again, I'm sure, because you can't download a system. So
I think another thing they need to do is just, they need to analyze their profit margins and change their profitability in terms of income, and do all that P&L stuff, because I feel like their goals and what's reality are two different ends of the spectrum. And it's like, you could still make money, you're just probably not going to make as much money, so you might have to do things like close stores. But I don't think, look at Hot Topic. Like, Hot Topic, that place was in the absolute shitter. That company came in that was actually looking to buy GameStop originally, and probably would have been very good for them, and bought Hot Topic, and then brought Hot Topic back by doing things a little bit differently. And now, in the age of the dying stores and dying storefronts, Hot Topic is killing it.
I still think GameStop might try to sell. I think they might be dressing the whole thing up to be able to sell it. So cut expenses and everything and show profitability. Then they might just try to offload it to another company. That could still be an idea going forward. But I also wondered if they could do something with the midnight release. Instead of do a midnight release, do like a 6 p.m. release that day, if they can figure all that out with publishers and everything, if they can make that happen. Because some people just don't want to go out at midnight, but some people might want to stop off on the way home from work and just pick it up.
Borderlands
is a 9 p.m.
Yeah, they do 9 p.m.s now.
Oh, did they? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, 9 p.m.s for a lot of big games. Some still get pushed to midnight,
I
but
need
there's
to
a
talk
lot
to my
that
local
are 9
GameStop
p.m.
then.
But and that's one thing that you can't get the game digitally at 9 p.m. You're getting a head start.
Yeah. See, there you go. Figure that out. Negotiate that.
Unless you live in the West Coast, there's 9 p.m.
But then, aren't you getting at 6 p.m. then, or do you still have to wait till 9?
No, we still. It was just sometimes like you can get the game like it's 12 p.m. in the East Coast. It's 12 a.m. in the East Coast, and it's 9 p.m. here in the West Coast, and you can just get the game.
Yeah.
So.
But I'll be interested to see what happens to GameStop. I think they'll get to the next generation without too much issue, and then we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, it's not like if someone's telling you, oh, GameStop. I saw someone, I don't know if they were joking. I'm going to assume they were joking. They're like, well, what am I going to do about Ghostbusters when it comes out, next month? Because GameStop really plays on it. Like this isn't going to happen in the next year or two. I mean, you might start to see some changes, but this will be something that happens over the course of time. It's nothing to worry about like right now.
Yeah, I'm ready for Ghostbusters. That'd be fun. That's gonna be fun.
Ghostbusters is a fantastic game.
October is filling up quick, man.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Pine, we got Pine coming, baby.
I hope it doesn't turn out like the KO logos, man.
Oh Jesus, I still haven't even started that game.
I hope it doesn't turn out like that, bro.
Well, let me move over to what Nate told us about. Was it last SpawnCast, right? Nate, you said don't discount that ring, the ring that Nintendo is showing, and it turned out it's an adventure fitness RPG apparently.
It's weird as hell.
Ring Fit Adventure. It's $80. It's out on the 18th of October, so it's out actually in about a month, a little more. And it's a ring that you apparently use to do exercises, to fight off monsters in the game, to apparently take out, what was it, a purple buff dragon? And
yeah, something like that.
Run a muscle shirt.
It's still technically like an evolution of the Wii Fit series, kind of, right? It's still fitness, and they're just kind of
it's an evolution, but it's a much better evolution. As coming from a kinesiology background like me, like having a resistance band is much better than a balance board, just for working out in general. That is just John, I know you work out quite a bit yourself, and having a resistance band or having something like that is so much better for workouts and stuff. So I think it's a better, it's not going to do as well as Wii Fit, but I think it's a better workout thing. And the fact that they're actually building in games to it, it's going to encourage people to work out, because the number one reason why back when I was personal training, people don't work out, it's boring.
Yeah.
If you can make it fun, then people will play, and it looks like it's going to be fun to actually do these workouts.
There were some interesting like they actually got some semi-advanced exercise in there that most people wouldn't be doing. Like people, like we might look at the knees to chest exercise as a basic thing, but I know there are some people that probably looked at that and said, what is that?
Yeah, like the leg lift, like the leg lifts going there, really good core workout. The stuff that you're going like this, you're working your triceps, and you're working the back. Your biceps and everything. It's a solid device to get people thinking about their health.
Get them started, get them in.
Yeah, exactly. Get them started. It doesn't replace the gym. I still think you should exercise, do cardio and all that. But let's say if you're gonna miss a day or in between, it's fantastic for that. In between, like if you go every other day, like I do. It's
it could build the confidence to get into the gym too, though. So you can get that going. So I'm actually, here's my question. Okay, this is where I'm curious about. Is Sean gonna get this?
Man, I don't know, man. Like $80 is a bit much. And I would obviously make a video on it if I do, but I don't know.
It's the software in the ring though. It's both, and the like strap.
But here's the thing: is that ring going to be used for anything else? Ever?
Mario Kart.
Like,
you gotta hit buttons though. I don't know how
I get the purpose of it. Like I think it's interesting. I think it's unique. It's not quite that 1-to-1 replica of just a Wii Fit thing. It's interesting as there's an actual game to it, but it's like, it's something. I saw someone in the chat say, it's going to go one of two ways. It's either going to sell really great, or in 3 months time it's going to be $30. I don't think there's really any.
So it's going to be Labo.
Yeah, I don't think there's any sort of middle ground with this game. I think it's either going to be a real big success or just another Labo thing. So I don't know. I might pick it up for shits and giggles, but
if you do, you should stream your first try of it, Sean.
It's easy to set up at least. Like,
yeah, dude, I'm telling you, stream it, dude. Like stream like your first experience of it. I think people would get a kick out of watching that. It'd be fun.
I'm sure they would.
Just put like your webcam like up in like the corner somewhere or something, like up on the TV facing down at you. Dude, I think people would love to watch that. I think you'd have a lot of viewers.
You have to get a headband. I like headbands. No, like for the sweat, because I sweat.
I thought it was because you had a lot of you don't have a lot of hair now though.
No, I got the mullet still going on. But,
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I still have it, but I do. No, like I sweat a lot. Like I'll sweat in the winter. Like it's weird. So
you kept your old like a townhouse thing cold all the time.
Yeah.
So that's that would be fun, Sean. You should try it. You know, I'm curious. Also, it's good. I mean, it's exercise. You know.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean, I could definitely use it. To be honest.
Exercise. What about? So Jordan's on this health kick right now. What are you thinking, Jordan, when you saw this?
It's cool, but it like, I don't know if it's for me because I don't need like the fitness to like be a game, you know, because I'm usually doing other things while I'm like either doing cardio or whatever I may be doing, right? I can play Borderlands 3 while I'm on the treadmill. You know, that's my entertainment. I'm still walking miles and miles, but I'm playing a game rather than, you know, squeezing a leg, you know, my legs to a ring or whatever. It's cool. It probably could do the same thing as like Wii Fit did, you know, try to get a bunch of new people into it by having it be games. It's interesting. I'm not discounting it. I just don't know if it's for me. I'm curious to see how other people do it. I would love to watch like Sean do a whole like,
dude, that would be amazing.
Funny, Sean, like if you did like a whole like retro style like workout tape, like a video, but it's with the ring.
That's how I would do it with like neon
that would be so good.
And like my colored lights.
You have to wear like a sweatband and like a one piece suit. You just that'd be so great.
Yeah, it would be over the top. I've actually done a video like that. Good luck finding it, but I've actually done a video.
We need to figure out. We need to figure out how long the game is, Sean, so then you can do possibly a 12-episode season of you playing through it, and you're good, man. You got a whole playlist on your channel. Then
you're not wrong.
Dude, that'd be amazing. If you just
I would go
it like once a week.
I would go the complete opposite and be like the drill sergeant type of like video. The complete opposite.
I at least got to give them credit. They're doing some weird stuff over there. So there you go. They're not doing normal stuff still. That R&D department has to be insane. Like I want to see what's going on in there. But
I imagine it's like, remember when the Simpsons went to New York and Bart was walking around by himself and he went to the Mad TV or Mad Magazine's place, and it's just like a lady at the desk and she's like, oh, there's nothing that happens here, and then the door cracks open and there's all that crazy shit.
Oh yeah,
that's how I imagine it.
What do you think of it, Nate? You kind of already knew it was going down apparently, but what did you think of it with the reveal?
I think it looks pretty neat. I mean, it's not a game where you're not going to get buff from playing it. It's it's a lot of core exercises. It's just basically to get people off their ass and do a little bit of physical activity. So, and people make jokes of like, oh yeah, working out in video games, standing up and doing just self-weight squats or tightening your core, little stuff like that does have an impact on the body. It does get the blood flowing. It gets your heart rate going a little faster than normal, and it will have health benefits. We saw people play like Wii Fit who lost a lot of weight. So it's a good thing for them to keep going with this trend of their fitness games, especially since it seemed like the Switch was more core focused in the first, 2 years. And now we're seeing like those weird casual experiments. But making it actually like an adventure game, making it a full-fledged experience and not just a bunch of mini games that are just, do a jumping jack. Having it actually be something in the game of reflecting an enemy's attack or picking up an item, jogging and stuff like that. It's a cool way to really make it more immersive and give players an actual game to play and not just a WarioWare with, sit-ups.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see when it comes out and everything, what everyone's thoughts are on it. Let me go over to Streamlabs here. Ibrahim Gunner said, just saying hi today and stay awesome as always, everyone. Thanks, Ibrahim. Appreciate it as usual. Thank you. Evan, we have a Discord question before we move over to some TGS stuff.
What should the next Square Enix game be that gets the Final Fantasy VII Remake treatment?
Chrono Trigger. How's he?
Or Chrono Cross.
Or Crisis Core. Yes, one of those two. Chrono Trigger, Crisis Core. I'm fine with either one.
Yeah, they could throw Crisis Core like ideas into this remake. They don't need to redo that whole damn game.
The ending was so good in that game.
Didn't they say that they might include Crisis Core into Final Fantasy VII Remake?
I thought they talked about that with flashbacks because they can redo that entire game just in flashbacks with the ending if they want. So maybe that eventually comes into play when Cloud's having flashbacks of Zack.
or when they milk this game completely.
Oh, dude, they're
going to
they're
milk
looking for
the hell
big
out of
bucks.
this.
I saw what they did with 15. They're looking for big bucks here, man.
Oh, but yeah, there might be a Final Fantasy VII Remake Crisis Core thing, like episode in the Final Fantasy VII Remake that you can that you can download. They could absolutely do that. I mean, we saw what, like you said, we saw what they did with Final Fantasy 15. Like we were paying for episodes of characters before you can even switch to the character in the main game.
I think Chrono Trigger's big money. That or Final Fantasy 3 even.
Parasite Eve.
Stop saying 3, John. That irritates.
Hey man, that's what we knew it as here as Americans, man. We saw it on the counter when we went to the rental store. That's what it was, man.
No, I'm joking. You can say
that's what it was. That's what it was. Final Fantasy
6, actually. For those uncultured.
Final Fantasy 3. Parasite Eve, Sean?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I'd be all right with that. We saw that trademark at one point.
Yeah, I wish they would do something with it. Although I played the one I wouldn't say recently, but a couple months ago that came out on the PSP. I had never played that one before.
Oh, Third Birthday.
Yeah, I was kind of like, it was different.
Weren't feeling it? No.
I mean, it was a bit too different. I think the original Parasite Eve was just so unique in that.
Honestly, they could take those 3 games and throw it on like a remastered cart or disc or something on all the systems and put them out, couldn't they?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I would be cool with that.
Yeah, give it the
collection. Give it the. I mean, talking about Final Fantasy VII, give it the Final Fantasy VII or the other Final Fantasy VII that we just got on the Switch, PS4, and Xbox One.
Or the Final Fantasy VIII treatment.
Final Fantasy VIII treatment.
Yeah, give it that. Just a little, cleaner graphics and shit like that. Like the core games are still fun.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VIII actually looks a lot better. It's just not to the level of.
They cleaned it up pretty well. I would say, like the character, like Squall has a face now, so they did a good job with that. I would say they did a good job.
You get the whole game too. So that's nice.
So, Death Stranding. Death Stranding was at TGS. It had a long demo. The one I saw was 50 minutes or something. It was quite a demo. There was a lot of stuff happening. I gotta be honest. I think some people, like, the whole point of this was for people who weren't sold on it to be sold on it. And Kojima even said, if you're already sold on it, don't bother watching this because it might spoil some stuff. I think I saw some people who are now turned off from it completely, which is very interesting that the demo had the opposite effect. But I saw Sean talk about it a bit. I know OJ's talked about it quite a bit as well. What's everyone think of Death Stranding after the TGS showing? Because it was kind of interesting.
It's a roller coaster with this game. It's an absolute roller coaster. When you first heard about the game, you were up high. You were like, okay, what's gonna happen? And then you got like the first information and you went down and you're like, okay, this is freaking weird. And then we got the 9-minute trailer and it was like, okay, wait a minute. Now we're back up. Things are looking good. And then we got peeing and it was like, okay, we're starting to go down again. And then we got this and it's just like, it's just all over the damn place.
What was interesting to me about this, they showed hoverboards and like a bike and everything for traversal, but I noticed there were times where he was just walking and they would do a fade. So I was like, how long was he walking to get to this point exactly? Like I was kind of thinking that, like, are you just going to be really spending time walking across the US at parts for a while with what appeared to be very open areas where nothing was happening? It was a little concerning when I saw some of that.
I still think Kojima's trolling us a little bit.
I think you might be right now. I think you might be onto something. Like I think there's something we're missing with it, and he hasn't shown it to us.
But see, I thought that too for a very long time, and I've said that in videos because obviously the whole Metal Gear Solid 2 situation. But every time they show this game, I feel a bit less like that. The picture mode. I don't know if you guys saw that today, but like the silly picture mode and Monster Energy drinks to bring back your health.
I was like, what? And then they had a designer come in and do his glasses and stuff. I'm like, what is this?
See, and every time they do something like that, it doesn't feel like a troll because nobody's like laughing at it and nobody. I don't know, man. Like I'm still gonna pick up the game, but it's I don't know.
Here's my hope for this game, okay, is that there is some kind of twist that we don't know about, similar to like playing as Raiden instead of Snake, or like go back to like Link to the Past where you think you're almost done the game and then a dark world happens and you still have like another half of the game to go. Just something we haven't seen yet that was like a twist, because back in the day with Link to the Past we had all these Nintendo Power magazines and they never showed the dark world, and that was like a crazy, like mind-blowing thing. I'm hoping he has something for us, but I'm starting to get concerned that he doesn't.
All I can think is that the story has to be amazing, and that's going to tie this very odd-looking gameplay of walking and making ladders and urinating all together, where you want to go on these long treks through these empty fields, and it's going to have like a purpose. And we're just seeing a lot of content that's out of context.
That's what I'm thinking.
All we're seeing is this walking and like, okay, what's the point of all of this? And he's doing this intentionally just to mess with us. And that's where I'm kind of like, right now, the gameplay, I have no interest in Death Stranding's gameplay. I'm still intrigued by the story because of the trailers they have shown, and the little bit of story we've heard from the characters interacting with each other seems intriguing. But every time it comes to show us more about the game, Kojima just seems to be deflecting. And he's either doing it intentionally, or the game really just has nothing there, and he doesn't want us to get a full sample of the story because it's going to be underwhelming. And he's just hoping, oh, I'm Kojima, my name's on the box. You want it because of my pedigree of games. And he's hoping to sell it on that star power alone. And then people are going to buy it and say, well, what the hell is this? Or it's going to be like, wow, months of trailers and gameplay demos made us sit there and say, wow, what the hell is this? And the game is actually incredible. And we're just in that weird in between where we don't know which way it's going to go.
I from what I'm saying, man, like, because like you got an hour to show people, and you know, we've all been playing games for a very long time, and that game doesn't look good. It just doesn't look fun. There's nothing about the game from the gameplay standpoint that looks fun. The combat looks slow and tedious. It looks lethargic. You got this big old huge backpack. You look stupid in the game. Like, I don't know why you look so dumb. You're like delivering packages across like a big old empty world. There's no physics or mechanics really within it. It doesn't look like a very compelling game from a gameplay standpoint at all. The story though looks like it could be interesting, but the gameplay looks horrible.
Gameplay is concerned. That's the thing I'm thinking is like maybe you're playing, all he's shown us is like the opening 2 hours of the game, and eventually it's not about delivering packages and something else happens.
Well, they showed a boss fight, right? Because that's what they wanted to show. Like, hey, like but that boss fight looked horrible.
It didn't look very good. Yeah.
You're in this sludge. You're shooting a grenade on him, and it's just slow. It doesn't look fun.
What happened to that part? They showed us what happened to that glimpse where he wasn't wearing anything. Like, he didn't have on like packages or anything, but he was shooting a gun over the shoulder. Like, where happened to that gameplay?
I don't know. Like I said,
it was like army stuff. There were tanks.
Yeah,
and stuff.
there's like weird flashbacks. It almost looked like.
That was supposed to be related to if you die, that's the world you go to. It's kind of like a flashback world of what was happening or something in that area.
Ah, man, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna get it when it comes out, and I'll decide then. But I'm a bit concerned about what I'm seeing at Tokyo Game Show. He would have done better not showing some of that, I think. Like you said, Sean, the product placement was a bit weird. And like they had a thing where you could go up to the shower, take a shower, decide to use the bathroom, but like you decide if you want to sit down or stand up when you use the bathroom and all this stuff. I'm like, what?
Thank God. That's what I've been looking for in a game.
It's strange. So I'm hoping there's something else to it. I don't know.
It'll still score high on meta though.
Yeah, I'm excited to see these like after the game comes out. I want to see these documentaries on YouTube about like if it's a great game. I can't wait to see how Kojima trolled us all, like and going to like every little thing that he did, like really in-depth documentaries.
You know what'd be really cool is if
he
he somehow links this whole thing to the PT hallway. Dude, that'd be crazy.
It'd be interesting.
How I did it.
I don't know. I hope it's leaning on like the trolling part, like because we really don't, even for how much we've been given recently, like with information, I still feel like we really don't know anything.
What if you don't even play as Norman Reedus as in the majority of the game?
Well, that's where it could be a Metal Gear Solid 2 situation where this is just the first 2 to 3 hours. Norman Reedus dies in hour 3, and the whole game changes into something that we haven't seen and we've only seen glimpses of in the trailer. Like right now, we're just literally seeing nothing.
But then does this play a problem of, is this false advertisement?
No, he did it with Metal Gear Solid 2. All we saw was
Solid Snake. But then what if you got a trailer for the Avengers film, right? And then when you went to go see it, it's not Avengers, it's just regular people going, "Hey, look, the Avengers are up there. You want to go get a coffee?" like what? Like that's false advertising.
No, it's brilliant marketing.
Brilliant
you bought into it because
advertising
you
are
thought it was
different.
going to be.
There's a difference there.
No, we have reviews now. If you go into it blind and you say, "What the hell is that?" when every review was out before release and it said this movie is actually just a guy sitting on the street looking at the camera saying, "Ha ha, we got your money." Well, that's on you.
I mean, not everyone looks at reviews. Some people get either the stuff. Some things don't get reviews till the day it comes out, and people want to see it or play it the day it comes out. So they'll go and get it regardless, or they've trusted Kojima, in the past, so they're going to trust him now. But it can be false advertisement for a good thing, like what if it does turn out to be incredible? And that's false advertising can work in your favor. It'll work in a good way. So.
Well, it worked in Metal Gear Solid 2's.
Well, no, but
I'm just saying it is what it is.
People hated that though.
Yeah, people hated that.
And they hated it at the time because it was like, what the hell just happened? But
think
when you
about
actually
that,
play the
though.
game, it's still great.
No, but think about it though. If they did that in today's day with social media and all that was there back then. If they did it in today's day, it would be terrible. It would be way worse. But like Metal Gear Solid 2 was good, but I think we all would have said, "Yo, we would have rather played a Snake." Like, I mean, I still would have rather played a Snake, but I understand it for like the story purposes. But I don't think it's cool to like trick people like that, like how they did it with Metal Gear Solid. I don't think that's cool. Even though I do like Metal Gear Solid 2, it's actually one of my favorites, right behind Twin Snakes. I don't think that's cool that you should do. I don't think that should be something that you should do, though.
I don't know. I don't really see. We're in the age of social media, so what's going to happen. The game's going to leak 2 weeks early. People are going to spoil it anyways, and everyone's going to know exactly if there is a twist or if there's not.
It would be
twist.
nice if we had some mystery going into the release a little bit.
That's what made Metal Gear Solid 2 situation so great. Every demo, all the previews were just a tanker. And
That's
then the
true.
game came out. You still had the reviews, and the reviews were set up with the embargo of you cannot mention that Snake, the sections after Snake. Snake is still the character as far as these reviews were concerned. And you bought the game, and you're like, okay, this is awesome. And then you had the twist, and you're playing as Raiden. And then all of a sudden, Snake comes back into as Pliskin, and it just played out so well. But if they spoiled that with trailers at E3 or in previews, it would have taken away such a huge impact of the game. It would have been like playing Metal Gear Solid 3 and, spoiling the whole boss fight. You have to keep certain elements secret, and that's kind of Kojima's thing. He's going to throw something at you that you're not expecting, and it's either going to make or break the experience.
I think it's fit if it turns out to be stuff like that, then I think it's it's 50-50, and it really depends on the player's feelings, whether they like what happened or didn't like what happened, and that's the risk you take by doing stuff like that. And I'm sure there is going to be like certain twists in the game regardless, but if the twist is this is the first hour or two, and then the game is a completely different type of game, different characters, nothing that was shown off, talked about, advertised, the gameplay is different than anything else, then yeah, that's a lie. But it could be good if that turns out to be a great game after that. It's false advertising is not always a bad thing, but in a way that's deceptive marketing, and you're not selling what people think they're buying. That's the problem, Nate.
Well, what if Norman Reedus is alive the whole time, but they change between different characters?
That's fine. There's ways to do it where it's fine. I'm just saying, like if it's a completely different thing, like if it's the same gameplay, just as a different character, because something happens and Norman, he's not even dead. He just goes and delivers packages by himself now. Then that's fine because it's still the same game. It's just a different character, and maybe people would be like, "Oh, they told us it was about Norman Reedus. Now I'm mad. I'm not playing as him." Sure,
That's the thing. Does anybody give a shit about playing as Norman Reedus in a video game? Like, is that really a selling point?
Apparently, people do.
I mean, you could play as him in that Walking Dead game.
Oh gosh, the Walking Dead really bad one with him and his brother.
Survival Instinct.
Oh man, that one was bad. Man. Evan, you want to hit us with a Discord question?
Any word past what Phil Spencer mentioned at E3 about the Xbox One X being able to stream games to portable devices?
I don't believe we've heard anything on that yet, but we still haven't really heard anything on xCloud to the degree of you guys can go use it now. I thought that was a beta was happening at the end of this year. You can technically stream your Xbox to like your PC from what I remember. I haven't tried it, but I know you can do that because they have an app for it. But I haven't seen anything about doing it to cell phones or tablets yet. So I think we're still waiting on them. They are doing an XO event. When is that? Is that November? So I'm thinking they might announce stuff with xCloud, which could also lead into streaming for your console to mobile phones and stuff, because it might actually leverage that. So I would look towards the next XO event for them to do something with it. Let me go through some of these super chats. This is from Sokar saying Atlas make Trauma Center again, and also shit, we haven't seen Shimigami in a while. Shimigami 2025.
I'll take Trauma Center.
It's coming, baby. It's coming.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's right next to Nights.
Right next to Nights, baby.
Dude, what a time to be alive.
Jeez. Zaire Miller says, have you seen the trailer for Death March Club? It's the new game by the creator of Danganronpa and Zero Escape. I have not seen that. I also wasn't really into the Danganronpa series, though. I don't know if anyone saw the Death March Club trailer.
Well, just waiting for AI first.
Okay.
Some of them posts. See how that game is.
Yeah, I've thought about Danganronpa here and there because people talk very highly about that series, but
There's a lot of damn talking in that game, man.
that's the
I've
thing.
watched
I'm not the greatest with visual novel type.
Yeah,
Game. I'm
it's
not the best
just
at that. but
endless waves of talking in that.
Apparently,
game.
the stories are great in those games. So.
Yeah, that's what I watch them for, because I do watch people play them, but it just seems like, man, it just seems sometimes it goes on forever. Like, I would never play it, but watching somebody else play it's kind of cool. Like,
Mega Nerd says there's still a Wii U port I'd love to see on Switch. No one ever brings up Sonic Lost World.
There's a reason why nobody brings it.
Okay.
I actually thought it was okay.
Yeah, that's on the okay-ish side of Sonic.
Okay-ish? Okay.
It's good. It's good.
It's not amazing, but it's not. It's nowhere near the top.
They say the
bottom.
DLC Knights, Zelda, and Yoshi zones were awesome. Or they say wicked sweet.
I played the Zelda one, like the Sonic Zelda crossover thing that they had for Sonic Lost World. It was okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have Adam saying Link's Awakening. Sure, but what about Ni no Kuni? Anyone grabbing that? I've thought about it. I beat the game on the PS3, but
I'll be getting Ni no Kuni. I'll be picking it up.
And then there's Sean says, what if this is from Sean Austin saying, what if GameStop got more into the card games and tabletop games as well? What do you think, Evan?
No.
You could play the.
That's a little bit extra niche on top of something that's less niche.
I think if you sell Magic cards and Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I think that's fine.
Maybe it depends, because the problem is
them.
big box stores sell them too next to you. And I mean, if you're gonna go get your groceries, you might as well grab your Pokemon cards while you're there. Like,
yeah, but on the same way, if you're buying Borderlands 3 and you're like, oh yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I'm gonna buy those because my name's Jordan, and then you buy them.
It's Pokemon cards, but
I saw you open Yu-Gi-Oh cards
twice.
Don't pretend like you did.
No, but the thing is, surprisingly enough, here's a little tidbit. GameStop actually, they do sell Magic and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, like a little bit of it. They have majority Pokemon card products in there, but it's actually single packs are cheaper by 20 cents at GameStop. So you go to Walmart or Target, it's usually about $4.19 for a pack. You go there, it's $3.99. So if you're buying a lot at once, you can save it. It'll add up if you go to GameStop,
you buy 5 of them, yeah, it's $1.
Plus, you can pre-order stuff for Pokemon card game at GameStop now, like the new set Hidden Fates, which is impossible to find. You can pre-order certain things. You have limitations. Like you can only get like 2 of certain item or 1 of some of the bigger items, but you can pre-order them just because it's such a hard set. And I think that's something they'll continue to do for future sets, maybe. So
not bad. All right.
It's interesting. It's weird to pre-order cards, but even my local card shop was pre-ordering. Like you're allowed to pre-order stuff there.
Hey man, you pulled that $400 card.
Yeah, usually at card shops,
it's at minimum $550 now.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, usually at card shops, pre-ordering is not that new. You could pre-order whole boxes of stuff with some of the local shops. They just started doing this. Like this is something they brought to me. Like, hey, we're starting to do this because all the Hidden Fate stuff. And he just said, hey, what do you want that's coming out? I just gave him a list. I pre-ordered it all, and he ordered it.
We should have Sean open the newest Pokemon card booster packs and just have him try to pronounce any of the Pokemon names.
That sounds like a video for my channel. I'm coming over.
I'm just saying, Jordan, send him like 4 booster packs and be like, open these. Don't look up anything on how to say them.
We'll have to see how many paper cuts he gets in the process by the end of it. Just like band-aids all over.
It happens.
I got scissors.
Dude, Sean, I would watch that video, Sean. You should go out and just go to Walmart and buy 5 packs. It would probably cost like, what are those? What's that? Like $20, Jordan?
Yeah.
A 20?
Yeah.
Go get those. Open them up, Sean. Get the craziest looking ones. Nothing with like Blastoise or Charizard on it. Get
ones that I have no clue who these people are.
It just says Pokemon, and you're like, I guess.
Yeah, but like,
are these real Pokemon cards? They look like knockoffs.
Yeah. Look for any of them where the Pokemon start looking like furniture or decorations. Then you're in the right ballpark. Then, I would. That would be fun to watch, Sean. I would. That'd be great.
It'd be funny.
It would be good. It would be fun, and it'd be entertaining, right? That's the point.
100%.
That's the point.
You put Sean in a situation where he knows not too much about anything, and he has to figure it out. It's pretty entertaining. Yeah. Just give this man a Labo set.
That's see what happens. Stick to what I know.
I mean, it'd be fun.
Bubbly.
A little bit.
Clash with Spree says, "Can we get viewer call-ins?" Also, where is ACG? I don't know, is that ACG on Twitter? Or are you talking about Dreamcast guy?
Viewer call-ins is a bad idea.
If we did viewer call-ins, it would be pre-recorded prior to the show, and I would just play it back over.
What if they left voicemails?
We'd have to set that up.
You still have to screen it though.
Yeah, we have to heavily
you screen them, and you pick one. You pick a voicemail that's not, the internet.
I'll tell you guys who does viewer call-ins. David Jaffe on his live stream, and that's just. I'll tell you right now, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, he probably does them live like an idiot.
Yeah, he does them live.
I mean, if he's looking for things to go south, then did we lose?
He's had enough of this.
I guess you don't have a direct feed to him anymore.
Nate is so disgusted by viewer call-ins. He just sits.
I mean, if you have live viewer call-ins, that can kind of make things get, I guess, intense or heated or something out of it. So that's probably why. That's probably why I would assume he does it. It's probably good. It's probably good. Something fun to watch too. Sokar says Ring sold separately or not much for digital copy. Are you talking about the Ring Con? I think it's all together right now, like how Labo is like all together. I think they're just doing it all one package and that's it. The Fool says RGT85 Ring Fit Adventures featuring Suzanne Somers.
Yeah. I'm down.
You've got that. You got the AEW connection. You can get someone from there to come out.
That's true.
There you go, man. Joshua DeNoyer says first film wave was awesome. By the way, good job, Jordan.
Good job, you. It's your channel.
Man. Wait till Cobra Kai season 3 comes around. We're on it. Jordan and I are gonna be on that day one.
We'll probably get back together with a Joker video after the movie comes out and talk about it. Most likely.
Yep. And Zaire Miller says, what happened to Ubisoft Gods and Monsters? I think it's still slated for early next year, right?
Nothing. Early next year, February. Yeah. I think they even got an exact date, February 20 something next year.
Yeah,
is that how soon it is?
Yeah. It looked interesting from what they were showing. It comes out, I think, right around like a month, either before or after Watch Dogs 2 comes out. But that actually looked pretty interesting. I just got to see some like more gameplay, like longer amounts of gameplay from it.
Yeah, people are calling it like Kid Icarus open world or something like that. Kid Icarus and Breath of the Wilder. Right. So if it's like that, I'm down.
Hey, maybe they'll show it at XO18 or something, or XO19 or something. I don't know. That's an event they can show it at. Mm-hmm. Eric Popovich says, when are you guys gonna get your crap together and become one network / channel?
Well, you see, the thing is, it's kind of hard to organize that between everyone, and then there's the whole payout thing, and then there's it just gets too complicated.
It's easier if everyone's in one spot. That's how it works, and there's like an office to go to and everything. That's how it works.
I think he means something like normal boots. I think that's what he's meaning.
Yeah, we would just need a website about that.
I mean, there's still things. There's still a lot of background stuff that's hard to put together. But I mean, is it impossible? No. Could we do it? Yes. Should we do it? Maybe. Are we going to do it? Probably not. We're pretty lazy.
Maybe 10 years from now.
There you go. See? There you go.
10 years from now, we'll do it. Because the older we get, it's going to be harder and harder. But if we put our strength together, then it'll be better.
That's why you got to support the old men content creators like Metal Jesus and Stupid Joe from GameSack. They're older than you think.
You're just calling people old now, man. Jeez.
Fuck old man Redifer.
I'm old too, though. I'm 45, so I'm getting up there in age, man.
Alcatraz says, do you guys think Death Stranding will get great reviews no matter what because it's Kojima?
Yes.
Oh. Who said yes and no? Who said what?
I said yes.
Okay, who said no? Jordan?
I said no.
Interesting. Okay, so you Sean, you just think he's gonna get an Oscar?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, he is making a movie basically.
Who's really called out the game besides YouTubers? As any major website said, you know what? Something seems a bit off about this game. Any website? Any that comes to mind?
None that like pop up really that I can think of. Yeah,
See?
it's been a lot of yeah.
Maybe when it comes to like the main sites like your IGNs and other stuff like that, maybe you're gonna see like fine reviews. But like, I think when it comes to smaller independent sources or even like higher YouTubers who aren't like, let's say like in this class where they talk about news and all that stuff, they just legit review games, right? And that's what they're known for. Or they'll go on Metacritic and leave like a full review and stuff like that. I think there's going to be a pretty big split on this game if it turns out this game is, well, just a walking simulator from what they've shown. So I'm curious. I think like it's going to fly by easy scores with like an IGN or stuff like that. But
Okay.
I'm curious to see how the rest is perceived.
Tashiro Nico says, with Goemon getting a Mii costume in Smash, I would love to see a remaster or a new game in the Mystical Ninja series.
Just remaster the N64 one, the first one.
Ooh,
That one really good.
Did you like that one, Sean?
That's the one I played. So,
That's the one you played. Okay,
yeah.
because they had a Super Nintendo one, right?
Yes.
I remember the one on the 64 as well. I don't remember the one on the Super Nintendo as much. But yeah, I mean, honestly, any N64 game, if you can fix that up and clean it up and move it up, it would do much better. But if they did something with the Mystical Ninja series, that'd be cool. I was surprised to see Goemon there, though. That was neat. So,
But that's Konami, isn't it?
Yeah. So, hey, you know what?
Go fuck yourself. Yeah.
you know what? It's going to cell phones.
You get nothing and you like it.
Going to cell phones. Here we go. Connor Briggs says, RGT85, when are you going to bring back What's in the Box?
Whenever I get a PO box.
Okay.
I know I keep saying that. One day I will get one.
PO boxes are annoying, man. Like I went to go get one today and like, you need 10 forms of ID. I was just
Yes.
God, dude.
What do you guys thought? It's really not that hard. I just walked in there. I'm like, I need a PO box. Can I see your ID? Here you go. Cool. What box do you want? That box. All right.
It's
cool.
different. It's different in different
months.
It's different in states, man.
Yeah.
California, it's like so.
Why is it so hard? I don't understand.
Why are taxes so high? Who knows?
I don't know. I'm just saying. It wasn't
just
shouldn't be that
saying,
crazy. It's just a box where you get your stuff sent.
There's just stuff, man. Here, I'm telling you.
All right.
Fishfan77 says, RGT85, what is this week's lunch meat? Ham again?
No, I went to the store today and got some roast beef. Actually, and it's
Oh.
delicious.
Nice. That like you made him slice it in the deli and everything.
Oh
right?
yeah.
You get the deli cheese too?
No, I have some mozzarella that I already have that I just sprinkle. It's like sort of like chopped up a little bit, so I just eat it out of the bag and then I just sprinkle it on the sandwich.
Very nice. Very cool. And I don't know, Nate's just missing, so I guess Nate checked out. It's just gone. That's fine. Let's move over to, I think this might be OJ's favorite game, Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
Yeah. It is. I got a cool video coming up on it too.
Oh, nice. That'll be fun. They showed a lot of it at I think they even showed quite a bit of it early this morning as well at Tokyo Game Show. And OJ, why don't you fill us in on your feelings on Final Fantasy 7 Remake?
Yeah, no, it looks we'll talk about the good first, right? From a graphical standpoint, this literally like this might look better than PS5 games normally, you know? I mean, I don't know about frame rate wise, but it literally, this is the pinnacle of what they can do on a PlayStation 4, which is really good. I don't know how loud our PS4s are going to be when we actually play this game. You might need to soundproof your room. But this might it might take off like a jet, but the game looks absolutely amazing. How they recreated it, the story that they've kind of retold, who they've got to do the voice acting. It is a marvel to look at. I mean, it's very impressive from a graphical standpoint.
Don't say that. Don't say that. We might get copyright strike.
Oh, that's true. Tifa looks amazing. I love how they did her combats and her, like, her techniques and everything. She just looks awesome. Everything in the game looks really cool graphically. However, One of the big issues that I have that I've seen people come up, it's like this game I feel is going to be milked to hell and back. It's split up, which is still a problem. I mean, they're saying 60 hours of gameplay total for the game if you do like everything in the game.
Side quests and everything, yeah.
Yeah, side quests and everything. I've never been a fan of episodic games, and I don't feel that this needs to be an episodic game. I understand the graphics and everything. I get that, but like you're seeing what they did with Final Fantasy 15, and this game seems like it's going to be even worse than what they did with Final Fantasy 15, because Final Fantasy 15 was actually a complete game, right? It was actually a complete, it wasn't 60 hours with everything included. It was like well more than that, even with the base package. So my worry is that this game is going to be milked. You see the special editions for this game.
They're expensive, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, Jordan, how expensive?
How much was that, Jordan? How much was the special edition for that?
What was it? 330?
It was hundreds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 300 and something. I mean, you get a cloud mobile, so that's great.
So I only got it in my anger that I couldn't get the Cyberpunk one. I was like, I still want some sort of motorcycle. And then Final Fantasy's like, oh, we got a motorcycle. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's
that's about it. I just want motorcycle statues, honestly. I have my Gears of War 4 motorcycle
statue.
Yeah, I just want motorcycles.
And you bring up Cyberpunk. Maybe the graphics are, maybe they're a little bit better in Final Fantasy or not, but Cyberpunk's still going to probably be a more complete game. And I think that's my biggest issue, is that they're charging, 60 for this. And then how many episodes are there going to be? They're not telling us how many episodes they're going to be.
Yeah, I thought about that.
I mean, if there's 7, I mean, it's going to be full priced every single time.
I was hoping it would be 3 just to go along with the 3 different discs, like the 3, and then they have DLC after that. But it might be a 4-part thing, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. And if you look at what they've done pretty much since the past decade of Final Fantasy 13 was split up into 3, and it got dumber and dumber as things went on. So, I mean, like, that was split up as well. If you look at Final Fantasy 15, that was split up into a bunch of different stuff. I mean, you have the Royal Edition, but I mean, they had a multiplayer expansion. They had episodes on each character, big DLC chunks on each character. I mean, I just feel that this is going to be butchered and split up. And
I actually wonder when they're going to... Like, because this development is obviously going to go through onto the PS5. I wonder if they're just going to stop making the game itself, the series, for the PS4 and just move on to the PS5, or just keep making it for the PS4 because the PS5 is backwards compatible with it. That's what I'm, because I mean, it's going to go on. We'll probably be seeing this game be in development for like the next 5 years. That could easily happen if they have 3 or 4 parts for this game. So that's what I'm wondering, if it goes on to the PS5 as well.
It's funny how like they figured out that they could take a number and split that number, and like you go like, no one ever had that idea. Okay, we're gonna keep making this game, but what if we split it and just make it? Oh, we have 10. No, we have 10-2. We'll have 13 1 through 3. Well, Final Fantasy 7 Remake -1 -2. That's crazy to me. That's what they're doing in like gaming. It's sometimes it's I don't know. I just find
I can't stand.
Like they're just dividing numbers more.
It is annoying.
I can't stand Final Fantasy 13, and when they said, "Oh yeah, there's going to be parts to add on to it," because it seems like, I mean, it's going to be better because Final Fantasy 7, like, it's already a complete story, so they have a base to go off of. But if you play from 13 to Lightning Returns, by Lightning Returns, it seems like they were just making it, like literally just making up things and saying, let's just throw this together and put it in there. So it got worse and worse. And it seems like even with 15, a little bit with some of their episode DLCs, like they did the same thing. I'm a little worried because they are adding new content to this one in terms of stuff that you get to explore more.
It seems like they're gonna explore a lot more side stories, and like there were some things that they just fast forwarded through with Final Fantasy 7 on the PS1. So
I was gonna say, luckily it has like a guideline, like the story's already there. Basically, They're just adding extra stuff into it, but you kind of know the start and the end. It's just the middle of where they kind of put new things. So
yeah, maybe they'll add in some cool stuff. Maybe they'll have like Aerith come back towards the end or something. Maybe they'll finally do that for fan. I mean, it seems like they're gonna do a lot of fan stuff in it, so maybe they'll do something like that.
That's something that I think needs to happen.
Yeah,
in my opinion, like that needs to happen, because like you're already butchering and slaughtering the game anyway in some regards. I mean, you're splitting it up into all these pieces and stuff. Like, you might as well, play around with it. Have her toy, you can bring her back if you get all the achievements. I don't know, do something, or get all the trophies or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't. The ending, if you play all the way through to Final Fantasy 7, the ending is actually kind of underwhelming too. So if you play all the way through and beat it, maybe they'll have more to it at the end. But I remember the ending wasn't like that good back when I beat it for the first time. I remember I was kind of let down by it. I don't want to say what it was, but it wasn't it didn't feel like a big payoff really when you see it. But there's still like I still want to see what Red 13 looks like, and
I don't think he's gonna be on this one. I don't think.
No, I don't think so either. But like whenever they do eventually show him, that'll be interesting to see.
Maybe in the second part of it.
I assume Zach will be in it, like we said. They might do some flashbacks. Like they better explore into that storyline more, like because I think there's still questions about that whole thing. So
if they're gonna release all these parts, at $60 minimum, right? However many parts they make, later on the PS5, once they're done, on the next generation consoles done making all these parts, how much is it going to cost to get like the full package? Like, they're not going to make that like $60.
$60. Final Fantasy VII Remake Royal Edition, $60.
Yeah, oh my god! This makes you look back and go, I spent $60 on how many games?
Dude,
and then I got to put them all in one.
Dude, Final Fantasy 15 you can get for like $10 used most times now.
Yeah, the Royal Edition has literally like $1,000 worth of. I'm exaggerating, but it has hundreds of dollars worth of supposed DLC content on there. You can get it for like $20.
I don't know. Square needs to just be like $100.
Apparently, they're doing a classic battle mode that changes it up slightly. Apparently, where it'll be kind of more turn-based than like like how they have now, where it's like they freeze time almost. You do basic attacks and it builds up to like your big attacks, and
that's to please people. Who, didn't want that, which is the smartest thing they could have done was do that. Because that takes half the fan base who saw the combat going, that's not what I wanted. Now they're like, oh, okay, I'm in again. Like that's all that was, which is smart. That's the smartest decision they've made.
Yeah, I like that just to see. I mean, we'll check out I do kind of like the new battle system somewhat, so I'm interested in that. But it's good to know that the classic is there if I want to go back to it. But I'm looking forward to it, at least for. I just want to see how they continue to explore the side stories and everything. And I also want to see how they finish up this first game. Like, what do they finish on at the end of this one? I'm trying to think, because so I realized that apparently saying certain things that happen in this game is a spoiler, apparently, even though the game's been out forever.
Well, we don't know, because again, they could change stuff. So
you know what? I thought about that too. I'm like, what if they don't stick to the plan for the story completely? Like specifically with Aerith's storyline. What if that changes somewhat? You never know. I mean, I feel like that certain scene still has to be in there, and they're gonna dress it up, and it's gonna be a big point and everything in the game. I was thinking that might be how they try to finish off the first episode, but I don't know.
Someone said in the chat, OJ, would you get this? Just because, or anyone get this, but the Royal Edition, right? The package, all of the Final Fantasy parts, right? But the collector's edition, it's $1,500, but it's a life-size replica of the Buster Sword.
A life-size replica of the Buster Sword?
How heavy is the Buster Sword?
Yeah, how plastic is that Buster
if
Sword?
You're paying that money, like it's legit. Like
so, it's like 500 pounds.
That it's sharp.
It's just a sheet of steel that's been. Oh, man.
Wait, you get everything too? All the game stuff? For $1,000 and a life-size replica. I put on
$1,500.
I put on the credit card and just pay it off slowly.
Yeah, dude, I don't care. That's one. That sword's iconic, and two, can you just imagine in your background on your wall a life-size sword going down it? Like that would, dude, that'd be legit.
If you go to any,
I'd max out some cards.
If you go to most conventions, you can get that.
I mean, you could, but like a legit. Big one.
Remember who you called Austin John bought the full like Master Sword. It was this massive sword that he got there, and I think another person at another table had like a Buster Sword, but it wasn't made of steel. It was made of something else.
Probably PVC.
I don't think it wasn't heavy. I know that. Like, you can't, dude. If you made that out of metal, that would be so heavy to carry around. It'd be impossible.
I'd be curious to see if that was a real thing. Like, they could. I'm sure there's some YouTube channel. There's a YouTube channel that like makes replica like video game weapons. I'm sure they've made one. But like, how cool! I'm just saying that's such a cool thought just to have that. It's useless. You're just paying much money for like something you can't even like use practically, but it's kind of funny to have it.
So I mean, I'm looking forward to Final Fantasy VII Remake is out next year in March. So looking forward to checking it out and seeing how far they go with the game and everything. I'm also curious how fast you can get through it if it is like a 25-hour game and they say 60 for everything. So we'll see. Evan, you want to hit us with a Discord question?
Well, this one was for Nate until I guess he decided to wander off. Anybody see the KFC dating sim? I love you, Colonel Sanders.
Oh, that was for Nate.
About it. I saw it on Twitter.
This is interesting. Why are they doing that? Is it just for press and media?
Probably.
On, like,
it's just a visual novel game.
Marketing.
I figure Nate would do like a first 20 minutes or something.
When's it coming out?
I don't even know.
Man, is it just on PC? Is it like Steam, or is it going to everything?
I'd have to check. Like, I saw that question and I didn't
playing it on
want to
their
research
Switch?
it at all.
I just
go
hope
around town playing their KFC dating simulator.
I hope it's better than their chicken, because their chicken's disgusting. So
Ooh, shots fired.
Do we have another one, Evan, while I pull up the super chats?
Just somebody asking if the new Razer tablet could be designed to be used with xCloud, Google, or other streaming venues.
I mean, probably. I assume it would be able to, because it's even if it runs Android, it should work. If it runs Windows, it should work. Yeah, I would assume so. I mean, it has physical buttons and controls, which it actually looks pretty cool, because they're basically like Joy-Cons, but they attach through magnets. So that's a neat idea. That could be something Nintendo might look into rather than the railings, because I see some people say that the locks on their railings are starting to give out a bit, to where you can push them off pretty easily over, well, of course, almost 3 years or so almost now. So that would be an interesting idea. But yeah, most likely that's going to work with xCloud. I think almost like anything that runs Android or Windows should be able to work, as long as it has decent internet connection. But I don't like touchscreens, so I like the idea of having a physical control. Here's the thing, though. I bet you that thing's going to be stupid expensive because it's Razer. That's going to be like their old one was like $1,000. So that's probably going to be like $800 or something. Oh, did you guys see that Jedi Outcast is $10?
I did. I saw your.
10?
I saw you.
Yeah, I saw your tweet.
10?
Yeah.
10. Okay. Sean, you're getting on that, right?
Yeah.
Jedi Outcast $10. All right.
Yeah, $10.
Because you didn't play that one yet, right?
That was the one I
remember.
No, I played the one where you did create a.
You played Jedi Academy, right? Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you got to get on this. $10. $10.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
Yep. And so tell me what you think about it. Okay. It's cheap. You too, Jordan. You too, OJ. And I don't know what happened to Nate, but
He lost his internet. He said.
Okay.
Oh, that's what he said?
In the group chat. Oh yeah.
I mean, he can just get on his phone, but all right, that's fine. That's all right, Nate. It's all right.
They should start doing laps in the pool and give us a call.
Let me go to we got that. DPX Solo says, am I the only one who wants a Ninja Gaiden return?
No, you're not. I think everybody here likes Ninja Gaiden, right?
I want Ninja Gaiden. I want Shinobi. Like, bring back the damn ninjas, man.
I like the first one was good. Ninja Gaiden Black was really good. The second one was pretty good too. But
don't call it the first one, John.
The third one.
The first one is Ninja Gaiden on the NES. The second one is Ninja Gaiden 2. The third one is Ninja Gaiden 3.
And then
you got Ninja Gaiden 4, and the 4 is in parentheses.
Then what about the next one after that? Because it says Ninja Gaiden 2 right on the cover.
Well,
see, you're right.
That's
different. Stop. I don't.
What about Ninja Gaiden 3?
That's like Ninja Gaiden. That's like Ninja Gaiden 6.
Yeah. See, it's like the Final Fantasy situation.
What about Ninja Gaiden Black?
Ninja Gaiden Black is a remake of Ninja Gaiden 4, or it's a re-release of Ninja Gaiden 4.
But it's before 4. Is it?
No, Ninja Gaiden.
How many Ninja Gaiden 2s, 3s, and 4s are there?
Ninja Gaiden Black is a re-release of the reboot of Ninja Gaiden.
I think it's on Game Pass, by the way, Jordan. You can check it out, man.
It's a I've played them, but it's a re-release?
Yeah, it's
of a remake of original. What's happening?
It's a
What's wrong with the series? I hope the next one that comes out is a remake of the reboot of the reissue of the re-release.
Well, they also did another one. They did that. What was that? Ninja Gaiden Sigma. Which was another.
Oh, perfect. You're right. I remember Sigma.
That was on the Vita. I can't believe they haven't moved those over to something like the Switch.
It was on the Sigma was on the PS3 too.
Yeah, the Vita one I think was Sigma Plus or something.
Yeah, it was like Sigma something. Yeah.
Why do they make so many of them just over and over?
No, Ninja Gaiden games are great though. They're just super unfair at times, but they're great.
Yeah. Those games are awesome. Joshua Woodbridge says loot boxes in Jedi Fallen Order. I hope not. They say there's not going to be any of that stuff, but yeah, there probably will be. I mean, I like to give them the benefit of the doubt on this one because it's who you call it, but then they just messed up Apex Legends badly, so who knows? Because Respawn, but What do you need loot box in Jedi Fallen Order though? Because it's a single player game.
You could buy, because you could get all the different lightsaber colors. You can change your outfit colors.
Different ships to fly around in space in. Like you got all that stuff.
Players like Luke Skywalker or something, or the
Jedi Outcast is $10. Everyone, okay, probably the price of a loot box. $10. It has it has styles of lightsaber fighting in it. Okay, I didn't see that in Jedi Fallen Order. That's all I'm gonna say. Eric Popovich says Kojima is definitely hiding something. None of the big reports say anything. They know something. You guys need a network because OJ is 45.
It's true.
We need to get him on a 401k stat, man.
Hey, bro, I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
I do wonder if they're under embargo for anything, although they might
100%.
not. They might not show anyone just because they're even concerned about that. Like you get like that secretive.
Like a lot of, how a lot of like IGN or these other big corporations work. In most cases, they get games way ahead of time to get through it, to get their reviews ready way ahead of time to play earlier builds. Like, for an example, he's going to talk about Spyro again, but last year with Spyro, before that delay happened, they said they were going to send out Spyro 1, 2, and 3 at different times digitally to different people. So IGN got Spyro 1 at the end of August. And they didn't get 2 or 3 until closer to the game's release. But they had 1 done, and then they're like, "Oh, we're delaying the game." And IGN was like, "Oh, well, okay, we have a partial review done because we played all through 1." And like some outlets got Borderlands 3 early, a lot did not, and they talked about that online. So yeah, I think that there's definitely stuff that if they are like not saying anything, like you said, there's no places saying like or calling out the stuff that's happening in Death Stranding. Maybe it is because they know something and they're under embargo. So
we'll see.
Maybe you know something, Jordan. You seem to be.
Maybe I do. Maybe I know that OJ is totally 45, like the chat's freaking out about.
Yeah.
Adam says PS4 first, so I'll wait for all on PC collection. Talking about the Final Fantasy 7 remake, where they kept saying it's coming to the PS4 first. It's coming to the PS4 first. I could see that. Actually, what's really funny is I could see that going to PC. At some point.
Yeah, some point. PC. I think it might go to the next Xbox. I think it's going to go to the next Xbox.
Yeah, I could see that too. You might be right.
I think it's
Xbox Scarlet.
Yeah. Because they're going to have to make their money back.
Yeah, they learned their lesson.
Yeah. So you can't do it just on the PS4 by itself. You can't. There's no way.
Pop Sprout says Final Fantasy 7 Stevie Richards edition.
Not bad.
There you go, Sean. There you go. When's their wrestling game coming out, by the way?
Early 2020. They actually just they're doing it on Xbox One now too. They got approved for Xbox One.
Oh, good for them. Good stuff. Yeah, I want to check that out when that comes out. That looked like old school wrestling. That looked fun. And then Eric Popovich says 9 is still better, and then he says that he is drunk. So there you go. Not a lot of people do regard 9 as like the best Final Fantasy at that time. So
I see that a lot. A lot of people say 9 is the best.
Not that far off there. Evan, do we have any more Discord questions?
Now we're clear.
We're clear. Okay, cool. There's a couple here. Toshina Nico says, look up Man at Arms Buster Sword.
Yeah, they're the I knew there was a channel that did that, so yeah, they were the ones who built it. We also got tagged. Someone has like a really good looking one on Twitter. They just tagged us in. Ooh. It's really cool.
Okay. Christian says Death Stranding 45-minute gameplay looked very boring. Felt like a walking simulator. Do you guys think it will have more action or will be different?
I don't know. Let's ask Jordan since he knows everything.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think there's because they didn't. You think in that 50-minute amount of gameplay they would show more of that world where he goes into with a gun and is shooting and it looks over the shoulder shooting and everything.
The one thing that I've been thinking of is everything looks very similar from what we've seen so far. Lots of plains and fields and shit like that. And it's like, how is there no more industrial areas? How is there no, even like a small city or a town or something like that? So I don't know, maybe it is like a tanker situation, but I don't know. I'm just losing faith in it.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be. I really do hope there's a crazy twist after like 2 or 3 hours. It's coming out in 2 months, so we don't have to wait too much longer at least.
Yeah,
I think that comes out like the week before Pokemon. I think, right? or is the week of?
It's right around the same. I think Pokemon's 16th or 15th.
15th is Pokemon. Death Stranding, is the 8th. I think it's the 8th of November.
Yes, the 8th.
Okay, so we get a week. Okay,
sweet.
that works. You get a week to play through it. That'll work.
Wait, we've already got a user review for Death Stranding from 2 years ago.
Is it from Jordan F30?
No, it's from Matt T2. No, this game is long and action packed. So if you feel like action and long games that aren't short and boring, then this is the game for you. Be prepared for many addictive hours of awesome gameplay.
Wow.
Dude, someone's already getting ready for the dislike box.
2 years ago.
That's an insightful review.
They didn't even have to see all the peeing stuff. They already knew.
Dude, user reviews are the best, man. Like they're so trustworthy.
Zaire Miller says, I would recommend checking Maximilian Dude on YouTube about FF7 Remake, as he does a great job breaking down the game. I'm gonna check that out. I didn't know he did a breakdown of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer. I'll check that one out. Let's see what there's gameplay, see what he thought about that one. Very cool, very cool. I think that's all of I think that's all the super chats. Oh wait. Isaac says, am I the only one that thinks OJ and John look alike?
Yeah.
Kinda.
I mean,
like, yeah, but like also like,
yeah.
A bit difference in skin tone, but not by much. Not by much, dude.
I think that was the last one. Oh wait, there we go. And then Sakon is saying that Evan looks like Jeff Gerstmann from Giant Bomb. Is that
usually
Jeff
it's the usual statement?
You've got that a couple times. Yep. I think. I don't know if that's.
Are you hiding something?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Here first.
I think that's one that I can't unsee. Oh yeah,
glasses and a beard. It's the glasses and a beard we.
I think that's it though. Nate's gone. Nate would have I'm sure added some stuff to the conversation here, but he's gone, man. His internet dropped, so he's out for now. What's any plans for this week, guys, before we sign off here? What we got going on this week coming up?
A lot of games. There's a lot of shit coming out.
What are you getting? What are you getting this week, Sean?
Well, I ordered Lego Jurassic World because I'm 5 years old and I need my dinosaurs.
Okay.
I'm gonna go buy Star Wars Pinball tomorrow. I got a controller. Oh shit! I forgot I ordered one of those. I got a controller.
Switch Lite.
Oh yeah, Switch Lite's on Friday.
It is the Brawler Gen. It works with the Sega Genesis Mini, PC, and Nintendo Switch.
Oh, very nice.
Don't use it on the Switch. You got a Pro controller.
Is that an analog stick right next to the D-pad? What is that?
It's a retro controller.
It's got handles though. Cool.
So we'll take a look. It's not going to be very good for the Switch, obviously, because it doesn't have dual analog sticks. But something for the Genesis Mini. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of shit this week. Okay, very cool. Yeah, the Switch Lite's gonna be interesting, and then we have Zelda, Link's Awakening, and Ni no Kuni on the same day as Switch Lite as well. Goose Game's out that day. It's gonna be a lot of stuff's coming out this week. Coming up, and I gotta try to work through Borderlands 3 before all that happens. We got an amount of time on that, Jordan. How long the basic campaign takes to get through?
They said I don't know. I haven't seen anyone listen to anyone who's beat it yet or anything like that. So far, I'm pretty sure it's the story just running through it once is insanely long. Okay. If anything's indicating what we were hearing before it released is that it's a good bit longer than the second game, and the second game was already pretty long to get through that campaign. So you're probably looking at minimum 25-30 hours if you're the fastest player out there, Okay. Got it. So it'll be a little bit. Oh yeah, and then apparently Area 51 is going to get raided. That's right. No, they canceled that. Well, no, 2 people tried to do it early and they got arrested. No, did they really? 2 YouTubers tried to sneak attack and do it early, and they got 3 miles in and got caught. Well, no, didn't the original organizer Who's that going to stop? Who's that going to stop?
Man, motherfuckers!
A million people said they're going. At least 100 people are going to show up with cameras to vlog it for clout. 100%.
Here's the thing, though. To say, I always thought it was so bizarre how the news was covering this. There's so many people saying that they're going. Motherfucker, you sit there hearing you click a button on Facebook to say you're going. That's no intention of going. Show me your plane tickets. Show me your hotel accommodations.
So you want to know how I know people are going to go? Because on those dates, all the hotels that are closest around are all booked out and purchased. People are going to show up.
Those are people that are going, like you said, the clout chasers.
100%.
I don't think it's people actually going.
It's going to be interesting because they're
curious,
all just going to be recording each other doing
invasion.
nothing.
Well, no,
vlogger invasion.
I heard like there's been like a lot of big time, vloggers out there that are saying that they've booked their flights and all to go just go.
Because look, you know how many views you're gonna get out of just going there like, hey, I rated it. Just title it. I'm rating Area 51. I rate whatever, some good thumbnail. It's just you going, hey, I'm at Area 51, and look at all these people. We're waiting for the raiders to go, but no one's running because we're all sitting here with cameras filming ourselves because no one's doing it. Obviously,
just do it with a damn green screen and say you're there.
I'm pretty curious to see if there are people dumb enough to actually do it. That's my only.
They might they might just all get together and just have a big party outside of Area 51.
Well, what they were trying to turn that into was this big music festival near that area. The original guy who did it, who got everyone to say yes, tried to turn it into a music festival, I believe, and then basically everyone's like, "Oh, this is gonna be like Fire Festival 2.0." I see.
So you got to lower their guard at the front of area. Is that the idea? And then they'll sneak around.
Something I don't know, but I know there's a music festival. I know Lil Nas X, the Old Town Road guy. He's supposed to perform there for free now because they got enough people going to it or something. I don't know. It's gonna be a crapshoot, but it'll be entertaining to watch at the end of the week.
Are people still gonna go even though Untitled Goose Game comes out that day?
Oh, that's right, dude. You know what? If I were them, I'd stay home for that. Oh, you can't bring your Switch. You're not wrong. But don't you want to play that like 60 frames per second on 4K?
No.
Okay. Well, excuse me. Sorry, princess.
That's gonna be it's gonna be well, the news will be interesting that day, I guess. Okay. Or at least YouTube will when everyone's apparently out there. Maybe I'll just play Area 51 that day and just put that
and put rating Area 51. Yeah.
Yep, there you go. See, I'm on it.
That would probably get more views. You put that out Friday over like a Switch Lite, like taking apart video.
Probably
because all the search, everyone's gonna be like Area 51 videos, and you're gonna be up there like rating Area 51.
Wait, who developed Area 51 back in the day on the original Xbox? Who was that?
Midway
was Midway.
Yeah, I think it was Midway.
Dude, if they were smart, they would just shadow drop that on consoles, like on Friday,
ready to go.
Dude, are they a thing anymore though? Like,
I don't. Who owns it otherwise? Then I don't know.
It was developed and published by Midway, so I don't know. That's interesting.
It'll probably be like THQ Nordic at this point.
Midway Studios. Really. Midway Studios Austin. That's what I would do. I would shadow drop that on the systems that day.
But who owns it? Because Midway went out in 2010.
Someone owns it, right?
It sounds like a hint. Do you know something?
No, I mean that's what I would do though. That's what I would do though.
That's what you would do.
Yeah.
You own the rights?
No.
Okay.
Interesting.
Sure.
Sean's looking into it now. Wait, who owns the rights? Sean's like going shopping right now.
He's gonna buy the rights real quick.
He's gonna buy the rights. Oh man. Let's go around here while I finish up. OJ, where can they find you, man?
Yeah, you guys can find me right here on YouTube at Player Essence, on Twitter as well. Just type in Player Essence, you'll see me there. I'm going to be doing a lot of cool stuff with Final Fantasy 15. There's a lot of new information, so I'm going to be talking about that game quite a bit. If you like Xenoblade, if you like RPGs, you like Smash Brothers, my channel is all about that type of stuff. And we live stream pretty much every single day. So if you like interaction and a lot of Q&A and all that crap, I do all that every single day. We have a lot of fun. So yeah, check out the channel. Get the chance. Player Essence.
What about Jordan? Which one of your 3 channels do you want to plug?
I'm just gonna plug my main channel, Jordan Fringe. If you don't know, I'm like full time over there opening Pokemon cards every single day, doing Pokemon related content. We're pulling some really good cards. Like I said, last week we pulled a $550 card. And it's just a lot of fun. I'm trying, like the last few videos, I'm putting a lot more time into the editing and had a lot more fun. And I think they're like my favorite videos I've done so far. I think they're absolutely hilarious, but that's just me because I'm editing all like wee hours of the morning, just thinking stuff's funny when I'm probably slap happy. So, I appreciate it if you go check out the channel. We've been on an upswing recently and it's been really cool to finally have an audience again after the Spyro stuff. So I appreciate everyone who's over there and throwing some support to the Pokemon stuff.
Let me go over to I saw. Oh, we did get one on Streamlabs real quick. This is from Kitsune 84 says, "Did you see Yongya video on UK's loot box investigation report? It's very interesting and funny." Yeah, they just roasted basically the companies doing loot boxes and said that it is straight up gambling pretty much and using gambling tendencies. So I wonder if anything's going to happen. And I remember EA's response was, "Why don't we talk about this, guys? We can figure this out." Yeah, that was an interesting video to see. I know Jim Sterling did a video on it too. They heavily focus on loot boxes and microtransactions and stuff. So that was probably a very exciting moment for them because it was pretty much just confirmation around what they been talking about for so long now. But it was an interesting report, definitely.
Yes. You just got a super chat that I was about to say, but give the super chat guy.
Oh, Sokar says Warner Bros. Purchased most of Midway's assets.
Yep, I just read that, so I was.
Well, there you go.
It out.
WB can Shadow Drop Area 51.
It's the WB.
What about Sean? Sean, where can they find you, Sean?
You can find me on my subpar channel, RGT85. I have. I'm going to play a lot of video games this week and make videos about them. So be on the lookout.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. You get that Switch Lite, right, man?
Yeah.
Finally
boys.
upgrading.
Turquoise boys.
I don't even know.
Is that going to turn into your main Switch?
I don't know.
I mean, you play Switch like handheld 80% of the time, right?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. And it has a D-pad.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
It's also turquoise.
There's also turquoise.
What about Evan? Evan, where can they find you?
You just find me on Twitter. Hopefully that link works. If I'm doing anything, I post it there. If anything's coming up, any streams, any videos dropping, the convention I got the end of next month, mid-end of next month, all that information will be there.
Okay. Yep. You're going to conventions, going to sell some artwork and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Getting all that stuff
Sounds
together.
Good. Sounds good. That's going to do it here for SpawnCast episode 128. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you guys back here Saturday. I make a channel together already. we'll think about it, Eric. That might be like the end game for everyone. We'll see. One big organization.
One of these days.
One of these days.
SpawnCast assemble.
Hey man, you never know. You never know. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you guys next Saturday night. We'll be doing I'm sure there's plenty of games to talk about by next Saturday night, including Switch Lite impressions and all of that, Link's Awakening, everything. So fun stuff there. And I'll have some thoughts on Borderlands 3 finally. So don't worry, Jordan. I'll get to it.
Fine, I won't be alone.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. We'll see you next weekend.
Bye.